Should be going.
Alrighty. So let's do some audio checks, I guess.
Sure. Can you organize that? I'm like still clicking around on stuff.
Okay. Let me put in one of my earphones just so that we don't hear the rest of it. Okay. Let's see. This.
And I sent a link as well.
Thank you. Let me get this all hooked up here. Okay. Alright, so the stream is live. Okay. So Cam, you want to do a audio check real quick? You're very quiet, actually. 1 second, let me switch to my other headphone. Alright, go ahead and give it another go. Yeah, for some reason you're really, really quiet. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. Let me, no, volume's fine. Alright, well, let's see who else has any issues. Lucas, you want to give it a go?
Yeah, I'm talking out loud. Do I sound okay? Yes, no?
Yes, you are fine.
Okay, good.
Alright, Justin? Justin?
Okay, yeah, can you hear me? Mic check. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, we can hear you. Cam, you're the only one in the stream who's not really coming through. I know, you're still not coming through. The link is also in the what's the word? Hangouts. It's just so you know. Yeah, go ahead and put on the other headset.
Can you still hear him at all, or is it just like...
He's a whisper, and I have my volume at max. He's a whisper.
Okay. How's mine, by the way?
By the way,
is it fine?
Yours is crystal clear, boy.
Ooh,
Crystal clear.
toast, nice and toasty.
Let's see. No, it's still really quiet.
Maybe try leaving the party and coming back.
Yeah, that might work.
John Michael Stevens suffered a horrific accident and was helicoptered back to the States in several pieces. Ooh, the crackle on that's nuts.
Yeah, dude, I can't even hear you in this stream.
It's really weird.
Yeah, is your voice... Okay, hang on. Check your voice sharing settings.
Dylan, did you send me that name yet?
No, I have not. I'm about to, though.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that 100% would help.
Yeah. Okay, now is it any better?
Let's see. There you go.
Testing.
There you
Okay,
are.
that's what it was. Yep, that's what
Crystal
it was.
clear.
Yep, forgot.
my parents' PlayStation. Alright. Let me stop that because I can't listen to an echo of myself. It's just a nightmare.
Is yours coming through all right?
Yeah, from what I could hear. I mean, if someone else wants to give it a shot, just to get a second opinion, I guess, we can see how that's working.
Yeah, go for it.
Let me check it out real quick.
I refuse to be responsible for it. Okay, Lucas, I'm about to send you this stuff.
But send who some what now? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Lucas needs some information.
We need some critical info.
Critical intelligence. I'm gonna send you all those names I originally sent you, Lucas.
Okay.
He needs critical information because he's playing a critical role.
Ooh.
Critical role.
Ooh. I am speaking. Can you hear me? So, yeah. Is the audio good?
Okay, I sent it to you, Lucas.
Yep, audio's good. Sweet. Dylan, your notifications are on.
I'm aware.
Alright. So, I've got all the info I need open, which is not much, but yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna turn off notifications and set it to vibrate and throw it across the room.
Alright.
Yeah.
Just to make sure. Okay, notifications disabled. It's on vibrate. And it's in this box.
It sounds like you're going way overboard there. Turn notifications
to
on.
Timbuktu.
Phone's turned off. Put it in a box. Throw it away.
Gotta make sure I got my screen up and ready. So I got a book.
Dylan, did you send it via text message?
I did
We'll just-
not.
oh.
I sent it to your email, your Gmail account.
Oh.
Do you want it in text message? I can text it to you.
No.
Oh, actually, that's not true. I threw my phone in a box.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I got it.
The backfire.
Shit.
Just like
Immediately regret that decision.
Immediately regret it. Like no time at all before I regret that one.
just nope.
Do I still sound okay at right now like this? This is good. Good.
I think it's slightly quieter,
Okay.
not as clear.
How about now?
Oh, there you go.
All
Crystal
right,
clear.
there we go. That's how it's gonna be how it works. All right.
I'm assuming
just
it's, like,
waiting on
sitting
cam
right
right now,
top
right?
of you.
Yeah, it's pretty much right on top of me.
Yes.
News flash, asshole. I've been hearing it the entire goddamn time. Okay.
I'm digging Cam's setup here.
Is he sending pictures of his setup?
Yeah, he sent a little video.
Oh, Snapchat. I wouldn't know. My phone's in a box.
You locked your phone in a box.
It's a phone in a box.
So everybody's ready. We're streaming. We're good to go. Everybody got a little drinky. Everybody had their little bathroom break. And
Yep, went to the bathroom. I don't saw my snap. I
everybody
got
went
a
tinkle.
cooler of beers right next to me.
Yeah, I saw that. That's awesome.
Jesus, all right.
Justin, did you go tinkle before we started?
I'm okay yet.
Lucas, do you have your drinky ready?
I can't. It's 11 o'clock at night. I got to work in the morning.
Okay, sorry, my bad. We
Okay.
should probably get started.
All right, let's go.
All right, so welcome, streamer, only viewer. Welcome to the show. It's got no budget. It's free. Audio quality is lacking, but it's better on my end. And we still have no name, but that's fine. Welcome to episode 2 the plot chickens, where we left our investigators. They were in Lima, Peru, at the Hotel Mori in Lima District. John Michael Stevens got an early start to the day and decided to get prepared for this expedition. Found a general store and decided to get supplied. Bought himself a few guns and some knickknacks, some camping supplies, various things. Camilla May, meanwhile, after receiving a telegram from her father and burning it in the hotel room, woke up the next morning and went for a walk through an open-air market with her pet mink, Bernard, who stole a fish. And she proceeded to have a very interesting conversation with a fisherman who was wary of a certain Mr. Mendoza that we may have heard of before. Benjamin Brock and Eugene Eckler were getting prepared to perhaps visit the museum a little later. And at the docks, we had Leslie Visser and his friend Arno getting into some potentially sticky business with some unsavory characters who Roger Lynch may or may not know. He is leading Anna, this young Peruvian girl, through the streets of Peru, through the kind of throng of people. And this is where we pick back up. Anna's kind of gripping your hand pretty tightly, Roger. She started to kind of notice the apprehension on your face. Just, you're very focused. You're leading her through, and you can tell she's starting to get concerned. She just doesn't know what's happening. She keeps looking over her shoulder toward the docks.
Okay. We keep going, and I hold her hand to get through the crowd of people, and I try to take her around the corner to a safe place where I can talk to her for a minute.
You find a place that's kind of just off the main boulevard, kind of an alley, a few steps in, just around the corner. Nice spot where the passing people aren't really going to be looking in, not paying attention, and where nobody's really prying in on you. And she, at this point, when you pulled her aside, she looks much more concerned, and she looks up at you. She's like, "What's going on?"
Well, sweetie, we might have a problem here. I don't want to worry you, because I know how you get when you get worried. But do you remember, when I found you?
Yeah.
Okay. There was a man that captured you. Do you remember who he was?
Yes.
Do you remember what he looked like?
She nods quickly, but her tears are welling in her eyes.
Okay, I think he might be here, because I saw him. Now, I thought he was dead, but apparently he's not. So I gotta find a safe place for you, while I go on this little trip. My little thing I gotta go do.
She's absolutely shaking.
Oh, it's gonna be okay. I give her a hug. No, it's gonna be okay. He doesn't know you're alive. He probably doesn't remember what you look like. So you're gonna be fine.
You can't let him take me again. Not again.
Nope. He won't take you again. I just gotta find a spot for you, somewhere that you can lay low for about a week. I mean, I don't know if he knows where you live. Do you know if he knows where you live?
Well, the first time he took us, we weren't at home. I don't know if maybe he knows. You can't let him take me again.
Well, it's fine. You know what he looks like, so you'll see him before he sees you. All you got to do is stay at home and try not to go anywhere. Try to stay away from the docks. Stay away from the docks at all costs. Don't go that far in there. You shouldn't even go near my place, to be quite honest.
She's nodding.
I don't know if he knows where I live. He might not. I don't think he knows I'm here. Well, depends how loud Leslie was screaming my name when I was running away.
She kind of looks frightened at that.
If he's going to come after anyone, he's going to come after me, not you. What does he need you for? I'm the one who, you know.
Is he gonna hurt you?
Well, he can try, but we'll see what happens. I wouldn't worry about me though. You know, I can take care of myself.
Yeah.
And I got you to take care of me if anything happens. You know?
Mm-hmm.
You're very important in this scenario. So, he grabs her hand and takes her further down the street. I try to look for something to calm her down. So I go into this. Since I have to get supplies anyway, I took her to I find a general store, and I take her in with me.
Okay. There's a nice little kind of corner store you've been to a few times just to pick up the odd supplies when you've actually had to go into the city. A relatively friendly shopkeeper. You guys don't really converse. You never really talk. You just kind of put your stuff on the counter and just put your money up there with it. And that's the extent of your relationship with this man.
Okay, I give the man a list of supplies that I need. Which are basically, it's everything like in my backpack, Dylan, like all the extra stuff that I like didn't own at the time.
Okay, sure.
Just to make that easier on everyone.
Awesome.
And then I see a like a tiny little, I don't know, like a 3-inch blade on a knife, and I take that and I buy it.
Okay.
In like a little tiny leather sheath or whatever, and I go to Anna. I go, Anna, this is for you. Handing her the knife.
She kind of
If
closes.
anything happens, you gotta use this. This is for your protection, okay?
Okay. She closes her fingers around it and is looking at you big doe eyes as you're explaining it to her. And she kind of just nods softly.
Yeah. Now don't show your father you have this, because he'll ask a bunch of questions, and I can't have him taking it from you, because you might need it. Hopefully you don't, and everything just works out. Okay?
Okay.
Here, let's get you something to eat.
Okay, I think that about taps you money-wise, buying all these supplies and buying her some food here. It's probably around 11 o'clock, not quite noon.
Okay.
But that probably taps you out money-wise, not just for today, but you're scraping bottom of the barrel at this point.
Yeah. That's fine. I don't plan on using any more money.
That's fair.
So. Alright, so we go somewhere and some vendor outside, get her something to eat, try to calm her down.
Okay. While you're doing that, across the city, John Michael Stevens is just leaving this general store where he picked up a bunch of supplies. And he's kind of, you've stored them as best you can in your bag. And
okay.
What would you like to do? Where would you like to go from here?
So is the place where we're meeting the professor, is it close to the hotel, or is it on the way? Or do I have enough time to go to the hotel?
It's a 10-minute walk from the hotel. But it's 10:30, almost 11. And you weren't planning on meeting him till 2.
Okay, so I want to head back to the hotel and kind of put most of my stuff away.
Okay. Sure.
So I head back to the hotel. I just go up into my room and I just pull all my stuff away. I want to keep one of the guns with me just as a safety precaution. Just one of the
Sure.
handguns.
Do you have like a holster, or are you just going to keep it in a pocket, or?
Let's say holster.
Sure.
This guy seems like he takes care of himself. So I'll do that, and then after that, I'll head down to like a cafe at the hotel and just try to get something to eat real quick.
Okay, give me a spot hidden,
Okay.
as well as Camilla. Justin, can you give me a spot hidden as well?
D100, right?
Yes, this will be a D100 roll.
63.
That is not a pass for you. And that is... Hold on. Nope, neither of you passed that one. Okay. Well, you both happen to be down there in the hotel restaurant eating, but you don't notice each other. Camilla, you're kind of in the back against the wall, kind of. You're not really facing the rest of the restaurant. You've been kind of closing out the world over the last few hours. You've just been kind of in your head and just kind of thinking about your interaction in the market, as well as the telegram you received from your father the night before. But the food is good, and that's the most important part.
What kind of food is it?
Are we doing this? You'll literally have to ask them what they ordered, but you can't because you're not in that room. So mind your own business.
Hey man. all right, fine.
Who said that? Where's that voice coming from? Oh boy. The restaurant is kind of in just it's like a room kind of off the foyer, the entryway of this hotel. They're still serving kind of like breakfast food, but they also have like some decent lunch options. As you go in to take your seat, John, you see a man look over at you and kind of wave, and see it said Jackson Elias, and he's sitting there. He's like, "Oh, Mr. Stevens, would you like to sit with me?"
Yes, I'd love to. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. How are you?
Good. So, do you have any new information or anything you can tell us?
Well, other than having kind of a bumpy night's sleep, I'm afraid I don't know much more than I did last night. Do you plan on coming with me this afternoon?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I was worried after the meeting. I wasn't sure who would be coming with me or not. Some of your other associates, I guess you could say. I don't know if they took to my opinions too well, but I do hope that they end up showing up.
Yes, I do as well. I think it could only help us, We need as much information as we can have.
Oh, yes. I think it'll help greatly. And Senor Sanchez, he's a very knowledgeable man. He's been looking into this pyramid for a while, and, well, I'm hoping that he has some more information for us.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I just come back here to get something to eat and try to mellow out and then try to head over there. So we can maybe walk over there together if you'd like, or enjoy a meal together.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I'd love to. Let me see here. I'm going to have him do a roll. This is going to be interesting. I've not had to do a roll yet this entire time. This is my first one.
Hey, first roll of the game then, huh?
Yes. Let's see. Okay. As he kind of is you're approaching and you're sitting down with him, he kind of is looking around and he notices Camilla sitting across the room, and he goes, "Oh, I believe that's Miss May over there. Would you mind dining with her as well?"
I'd love to. The more the merrier.
Just a moment. And he gets up and he walks over to your table, Camilla. Hi, Miss May. You have a good morning so far?
So I'm just sitting here. I was doodling on a napkin, and just woke up. Yes, actually, I've had quite a nice morning. I went and explored the marketplace. Bernard found some fresh fish, and now I'm just having a nice lunch.
Oh, how is the little rascal?
he's mischievous as always. I actually don't even know where he is right now, so hopefully he's not getting into trouble.
Did you bring him into the dining room with you?
Yeah, I did, but I was trying to doodle on a napkin, trying to remember some of these shapes from that cup we looked at earlier. I mean, I'm not really an artist, and yeah, I lost track of them, so.
Okay. I'm gonna call for a group luck roll. So everybody look at your character sheet. Whoever has the lowest
I think it's
luck
me.
gets
it's
to make
me.
a luck roll. Yeah, we'll just have to remember
I have
that.
45.
I have 45 too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Both of you.
We'll alternate.
Okay.
I think Lucas did it last time, if I remember correctly.
One of you spend one, just so we know.
No. At one of these
D100, right?
rolls, yeah, it's a D100, so you got to get a 45 or lower to succeed.
16.
Okay.
Fantastic.
As you're explaining, you don't know where Bernard is. He kind of scampers up on top of your table, and he's like, kind of like just munching on what looks like possibly chicken. You're not sure, but you don't know where he got it.
It was once an animal.
It was once an animal. It was probably a chicken, but yeah, it also doesn't look like it was cooked, so he might have paid a visit to the kitchen. Jackson kind of like looks at him and he kind of smiles and he gets a little closer. He's like, "Oh, hi there, Bernard. How you doing today?" And Bernard kind of is looking up at him kind of curiously, but he's like clutching like the chicken just really tightly and like he's going. Well, we're just sitting over there, Miss May, if you would care to join us. I just thought I'd extend an invitation. I was also curious if you're going to be joining us to the university today when we go to visit Professor Sanchez.
Yeah, I think I would like to join you guys, and I'm still not quite sure on whether I'll be heading over to the university yet.
Okay, well,
Let me gather Bernard here, and I'll meet you over at the table.
All right, well, that sounds great. He heads back over there. Meanwhile, Benjamin, Brock, what were you doing? What would you guys like to do? You guys have already had breakfast. It was pretty early. That was probably a few hours
It was
ago.
very early.
It's like
But,
9-ish
hey,
or
you know,
something.
One heck of a glass of chocolate milk, that's for sure. They had decided that they were going to go to the museum, kill some time there, and then meet up at the meeting with Mr. Elias.
Okay, so you're heading on over to the museum. It's only a 10-minute walk, and for Eugene lugging you around, probably a 12 or 13-minute walk. But he gets there, and it's a 2-story stone building. It's painted dark yellow, and it's fronted by a big, university park. There's students and professors walking around, and some other people kind of heading up the steps into this museum. But it is open, luckily. And there's a very small entry fee of 15 cents.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, Eugene, what are we waiting for? Let's go.
He's like, just like looking at it, trying to figure out exactly how to pay. He's like, do I have to pay for 2? And then like the person just kind of nods at him, and he drops 30 cents in there. It's like a double-decker museum. It's proliferated by a bunch of different artifacts from all over, not just Peru, but Bolivia, Colombia, dating back from the 15th century to as recent as the 17th.
So, let's see. I think Benjamin's gonna want to see kind of stuff that's related to the area. So, like local artifacts and stuff like that.
Okay. There's a small section for the actual like Peruvian kind of stuff. They have a lot of Incan artifacts, like male figurines, female figurines of copper, things of that nature. There's a lot of like amphoras, like large jars and other types of pottery from Peru.
Okay.
There's some also there's actually like just a lot of copper you're noticing, and some gold, but not a lot. Like there's more copper than gold for sure, but there is some gold, and most of the gold is Incan.
Oh, okay. Does any of the stuff look related to what was the two artifacts that Mr. Larkin had?
Other than belonging to the same cultures, there's nothing that really jumps out to you as sharing a direct similarity in terms of like the actual, like, glyphs or languages carved on them.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't notice anything with gold inlaid with turquoise quite like that that cup was. But it's just loaded with artifacts, though. Like every place every section you go to has these amazing artifacts. You just got your nose right up to the glass. You're making Eugene bend over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, better
bend over
looks.
backwards. Like bend over backwards. Yeah, I picture Benjamin as like a kid in a candy store. Just he's like, Eugene, let's look over here. Wait, no, let's look over at this one first.
Yeah. Eventually,
come on, how often do we get to see this?
He like unclips you and like swings you down and just lets you go ham, and like you can go wherever you want. And he kind of just like takes it easy, and he starts poking around at this one like kind of sheet of copper that looks like it was like a scroll pressing or something, and he's like kind of just poking around at it.
Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, Benjamin's gonna kind of hobble around with his arms and then see if he sees anything interesting, something that catches his eye.
Give me a spot hidden roll.
Alrighty. Alright, let's see what you got here. That is a 4.
Ooh, toasty.
Ooh. Wow, I like these dice.
You're on the second floor right now. There's
Okay.
kind of like an overhang, like a railing that looks down over the ground floor of this place. You see that it looks like a museum worker or a curator of some kind is a cart of other artifacts and is kind of is taking one out of a glass container and placing it onto the cart, and then is pushing the cart down the hall toward a set of stairs that lead to the basement, and then leaves the cart kind of at the top and takes it and brings it downstairs.
Okay. Well, he's gonna kind of hobble over there and see if he can get a better look.
Okay. It looks like it's some kind of pottery, some sort of jar. It's definitely got some sort of drawings around the outside, geometrical patterns. From this distance, it's really too hard for you to make out exactly like what culture it would belong to.
Okay. Is it like on top of the cart? So like if you were to get too close, you wouldn't be able to see on top of the cart? Because literally half of a person.
Yeah, it's they already took it off the cart. He was like taking it down the stairs.
Oh,
but there's
okay,
there's
gotcha,
various
gotcha.
other stuff on the cart though. But it looks like it could just be like bringing it to storage or something along those lines, or cleaning. It's hard to say. You're not entirely sure.
Well, man, he wants to go see what that thing that the guy got was, what that jar was. So I think he's gonna go over to Eugene and see if they can stick around.
All right.
Which is not something they're good at. If anything, sneaking is the opposite of what these two do.
So you'd like to go up to Eugene?
Yes.
Okay. He's kind of at this point, he's more looking out a window and like looking on like kind of students that are running around and like hanging out under trees and reading and stuff. He's like more interested in what people are doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, what is it, kid?
Eugene, I saw something that I need to get a closer look at. I have a gut feeling about it. I don't know what it is. This guy took it into the storage downstairs. We need to go find it.
You sure it was something important? I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here.
It's absolutely important.
We had to follow through on every one of your gut feelings, kid. And he starts picking you up anyway. All right, where am I going?
All right, we're going to head towards the stairs, going down into the basement.
Okay. There's a sign at the top of the stairs, but it's in Spanish.
Oh boy. Hey, wait, let me see. Which language?
You don't know
just say
Spanish. You know Latin.
That's Latin. God dang it.
Yeah, that's really useful though.
That's very useful. All right. Oh man. Let's see. Well, I mean, Eugene knows other language, but it's not specified. So, oh man.
Are you trying to tell me that the
You know what?
You're trying to
I
tell me
swear
that
to
the
God.
1% that Eugene knows is Spanish? Or the 21 that he knows? He's Spanish. Yeah, we already had that. It was Spanish. He knows 21% of Spanish.
21% of, he can understand.
You know what? I'm going to see if
like
he
1
knows
in
what it
5
says.
words.
I'm going to see if he knows what it says.
Yeah, you'd make that roll.
And it says we're not allowed down there, kid.
He knows what it says. Oh my god.
3.
He knows Spanish. Holy crap. Well, alright. Okay, anyways. Eugene, I need to see it. We gotta find a way.
Museum employees only. Damn, kid, don't you know how to read? I thought you were smart. You can't see it, but Eugene has a huge-ass smile on his face.
Oh my god. Dang it, Eugene. If you won't take me down there, I'll go myself.
I don't know if that's the best idea.
Well, then take me down there.
You're gonna have to make a persuade roll on that one. There's no way around that one. You're gonna have to do it, and
what?
you have
Okay.
no persuadability. But I'm very curious to see how it goes.
Let's see how this works out, okay? That is a 71. Nope.
I mean, they're probably just cleaning it off. Maybe it got damaged. They might be repairing it. I don't know. I mean, all I know is that we're not allowed down there. It's looking dark anyway. Look. And now that you do look, he's kind of right. There's no lights on down there. It just kind of leads to a long hallway and then just nothing.
Fine. But we'll come back later and see if we can find it again.
Whatever, kid. All right. Roger
Okay.
and Anna. The food was good. She seems to have calmed down some. She has been much more attentive of her surroundings. She's paying much more attention. Not to a paranoid amount, but you do notice, like, her looking through doors and windows whenever she has a chance. Random crowds of people and stuff. And her hand is, like, deep in her pocket, clutching that knife that you gave her.
Good. Alright, Anna, you're doing real good. Okay, now, I gotta take you home, because I have something I gotta go do in preparation for me leaving on Monday. Now, on Monday morning, I'm gonna come by and I'm gonna give you the key to my house. Okay, so you can look after it. You can go in there whenever you want. Just be careful when you're going, there.
Ooh, okay.
Alright, that's settled. Alright, so I take her back to her house.
Okay, it's a very small house. You've been here a few times before. Honestly, it's worse than your hovel on the docks. Like, it's just dilapidated. You fixed up what you could, a broken window here, a broken lock on the door there. But for the most part, it looks like the yard has not been maintained. There's not much of a yard to begin with, but it's full of weeds and the fence is broken and there's a barking dog from the neighbor on the other side. From what you can tell, there's no one else home.
Okay. All right, sweetie. I'm gonna leave you here for a little bit, okay? You know, try to stay here. Don't wander away too far. Because I need to make sure you're safe so that when I go off, I'm not worried about you. But if it's something I got to go do, and if I can do this, then maybe I can find us a way out of here. And that's the whole point of this. So you just got to suck it up for 1 week, and we'll be good.
I can do that.
All right, good. All right.
Can you
good.
give me a
So
spot
I
hidden
will
roll really quick before you
Yeah.
leave?
All right. Hidden, I got a 64.
Okay. So you're mostly trying to make sure that she's just there safe. You don't notice anything out of the ordinary around you. Would you like to do anything else? Would you like to push that roll?
Yeah. I feel like I should push that roll.
Oh boy.
I'm trying to think if I'm gonna justify it. I don't wear glasses, so the only thing that I ever do to justify it doesn't make sense anymore. It's still early in the morning, right? Early-ish, like closer to noon.
Yeah, it's getting closer to noon. It's probably about noon at
Okay.
this point, after you guys have eaten.
Since it's still in the morning, I'm gonna have Roger's gonna, as he's talking to her, he's gonna wipe like the sleepies out of his eyes because he was too busy running away to do that.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say that's my justification for seeing better.
Okay. Sure, we can try that.
$77. Much
Okay.
worse. And I'm not gonna.
So you
Lose luck.
go to scratch your eye and you kind of poke yourself a little too hard. Not to the point where you're cutting and drawing blood, but yeah, you rub the sleepies out and you still don't really notice anything that could be going on. But you start getting nervous that her dad might see you, and you just don't want to dredge all that up right now.
So. All right, sweetie. Why don't you just go inside, and I'll be around. Okay. You know, I'll come in by on Monday. So make sure you're up Monday morning. Okay.
She nods.
Okay. I will see you later. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I leave.
Right. Awesome. Back at the Hotel Maury, you guys are kind of poking at your brunch there.
Mm-hmm.
I've been making conversation with Jackson Elias. So tell me more about this expedition to the Yukon that you participated in, Mr. Stevens. I didn't hear too much about it before. I'd heard of it, but I didn't know what if anything, you uncovered up there.
Yeah, so my trip up to Alaska was actually quite a trip. I was up there for about a year or two and just was trying to explore the area and try to find some interesting things. I actually came across some interesting artifacts, hundreds of years old, from the natives up there, and kind of got me into a little bit of heat. They claimed I had stolen all these artifacts. It's just frankly a lie, but it was some amazing stuff. So I had to get out of there, and I kind of just wanted to try finding something else and kind of get as far south as I could. So it brought me down here.
Explorers like us who run into a fair bit of trouble when we go to foreign locales have had similar experiences in the past. You know, you'd be surprised, even as a black man going to Africa, still get a lot of questions from a lot of different people. And come to think of it, I didn't think I'd actually meet anybody from New York coming down here. Miss May, what brings you here? Don't really strike me as an explorer.
Oh, I'm definitely not an explorer. I was just looking for a bit of fun. I think just New York can be so dreary. Just needed a change of scenery more than anything.
Oh, on that we can agree. But I fear that what I said last night still stands. I do believe that we are in great danger. If you think that this might not be the place for you, well, maybe I'll just let the professor explain.
Spooky. Very spooky.
So why do you say that? Is there anything else you can tell us before we head over there? I mean, it's best to know as much as we can. We have plenty of time before we head over there.
Other than what I told you, I'm afraid I don't know too much. All I can tell you is that I'm utterly convinced about this cult's existence and about Mendoza's place in it. Very concerned that Larkin is involved as well.
All I can just say is I'm prepared for anything. Kind of just like point down to my revolver on me.
Oh, sporting man, I see. It's not terribly unwise, but I hope I can trust you with that thing.
It's better to be safe with it. I'm not planning on pointing it anywhere, but...
It is better to be safe than sorry. Exactly.
Miss May, have you handled one before?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, well, I'd like to overlook your judgment of thinking I don't know how to handle a weapon, but let me just tell you.
I just asked you if you had. I didn't say you hadn't.
Let me finish. I have grown up and have substantial rifle training. I'll be able to handle my own out there.
That's good to hear.
Rifle training. Where did you get that? If you don't mind me asking, it's just fascinating.
Well, I don't know you that well, so I'm not going to give you too many details. But growing up, my parents had a ranch, and we spent a lot of time out there doing horseback riding and skeet shooting and things like that. So I've become quite a pretty good shot.
Oh, well, that's very interesting indeed. Well, I really do hope that it doesn't come to violence, but with these things, you can never be too sure. I'm not sure how extensive this thing is, or how well equipped they'll be, or what even their intentions are until we get further into this. But it's closing in on that time. We should think about heading over to the university. He's expecting me around 2.
Yeah, let me just finish up this sandwich here, and we can head on over.
Oh, sandwich? What kind of sandwich?
Oh, it's a Cuban.
Oh, really?
Delicious.
Fresh Cuban, huh?
Fresh Cuban. It's actually
nice
amazing
mustard.
that they have it over here, but it's very good.
Okay.
So Jackson, do you think I might be able to bring my camera along with me to the university? I really would like to document this speech.
Oh, camera equipment, you say? Are you a photographer?
I prefer to shoot things with my camera rather than my rifle. So
Well, hey, that certainly bodes well for us, I suppose. Yeah, I don't think there'd be any objections to you taking that along. Is it bulky? Is it a lot of cases?
well, I don't need everything. So I'll just bring what I need. It shouldn't be too much.
Oh, I'm sure Professor Sanchez wouldn't object to that. I'm sure you'll find him very friendly. He's been a firm friend of mine ever since I arrived here.
Excellent.
All right, Roger, what are you up to? It's closing in on that time that you said you were gonna meet at the university.
How much time do I have?
Probably have 30 minutes, and you're probably like 20 minutes away.
Well, then I'll just go there.
Okay. Are you walking, taking a tram, or what? How are you getting there?
I'll just walk there.
Okay, sure.
Get some exercise in. More than my swim.
Sure. Okay. So it's going to be a pretty warm, somewhat balmy, summery day, but not terribly unpleasant. You're used to kind of being able to cool off whenever you want, just diving into the ocean. And like I say, you'd probably welcome that about now, but your curiosity is definitely at the forefront of your mind as you approach the university. The park has still got a bunch of students, just seem to be kind of taking the the weekend easy. Would you like to head inside, or would you like to wait outdoors for everyone?
I'd like to head inside.
Okay. So, let me see here. Have you ever been to the university before?
I don't think so. I mean, I feel like I've seen it, but I don't think he's actually been there.
Okay. Alright. Give me an idea roll, intelligence roll.
A 6.
Okay. So you
Wow.
definitely remember Jackson Elias saying that Sanchez had an office in the Museum of Archaeology and Anthropology. So that is the building you're looking for. It is the newest looking building on the entire campus, and it's right beside the park. It's that 2-story yellow building, the brick yellow building.
Okay.
But you don't know where. You just know it's in the building somewhere.
Okay. Now, what was the first name of this guy? Last name was.
Nemesio.
Oh, okay. It's a horrible name. Nemesio Sanchez. Is that his name was Sanchez?
Yep.
Okay, good. I had that down. Alright, so I'm still scoping out and trying to find this building.
Yeah, but you found it. It's like, it's definitely there. There's a sign that says,
Okay.
Museo de Arqueología y Antropología on the sign.
Okay, then I'm just gonna follow the signs into the building.
Okay. Yeah, there's John Michael Stevens and Camilla May. Are you guys going to Jackson, walking together?
Yeah, I'm walking with him at least. I don't know if May's been with us.
He's kind of, he's got his jacket kind of off and slung over one shoulder, and he's kind of casually smoking a pipe and just enjoying the day as he's walking.
Jackson, do you mind if I have a puff of that pipe?
Oh, you, smoking man.
Oh, I am actually. That's a nice way to calm the nerves. Completely no problems to your health either, so.
Well, sure, I brought this tobacco along with me. Rather fond of it, if I say so myself. He hands it over.
That's good tobacco, thank you.
Cam, you missed the perfect opportunity to use your stinking.
Oh, no, I actually thought about doing it, but I didn't.
All right.
I really thought it was going to happen. I was like, is he really going to?
All right, so we're just walking over there, right?
Yeah, you're heading in there. You're closing in on the university park. And Roger, you've headed inside. The entrance to the museum, there's a kind of entry, just a, clerk that kind of expects you to pay an entry fee to view the museum.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to this clerk. Is it a male or female?
It is a female.
That's what I assumed, but I didn't want to assume because that's not nice. Okay, so I'm gonna go up to her and talk to her. I'm gonna tell her that, ma'am, my name is Roger Lynch, and I'm here to see Professor Sanchez.
Oh boy, first credit rating roll of the game ever.
Oh boy.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Wow.
I'm not passing this, dude. Okay. I got a 66.
Oof. Would you like to push it?
I was gonna try and persuade her, as opposed to.
All right, let's just play it out then, I guess.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna spend anything on it or try to pushing it. I got a 9. Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, I know, for real. She kind of like squints at you. You are a student here?
No, I'm not.
And you
I
have
work on
business
the
with...
docks.
Oh, yes. That's, She's kind of, like, favoring looking away from you to, like, breathe the air that you're not breathing. You might smell like fish a little bit.
Do I notice that?
Do you notice it? Do you notice that she's doing that? Yeah, definitely.
Or do I have to note? Okay.
Yeah, you notice that she's kind of, like, really not... She's kind of grossed out.
Okay. Well. Ma'am, I'm over here. Can you just look at me for a second? I need to see Professor Sanchez. He's expecting me. Okay? He's expecting me, and he knows I'm coming, and I need to talk to him about something.
Wait one moment, please. And then she just starts walking off. And you just hear the click-clack of her shoes as they echo out through the museum.
Okay. Is she gonna be gone for a second? 'Cause I really don't have time to wait for her.
Oh, she's like long gone. But at this point, the doors are opening, and Jackson and the others are walking in.
Oh. Mr. Elias, Miss May, Mr. Stevens, how are you?
Good. Yourself, my friend?
I'm alright, I guess, all things considered.
Have you gotten your ticket yet?
No, not really.
Are they having some issues here or something, or?
Well,
I just
Yes.
walk straight. I just walk straight in.
Camilla, I think we're supposed to pay.
Elias
say hi to
Elias is literally like walking past as well, like with like in stride with Camilla, like into the museum.
I'll just shrug and start following
I
him
just do the
too.
same thing. I just like put my head down and follow him.
Like whatever.
He's like, oh, okay.
I guess that's what we're doing.
Well, I must say that I'm glad to see you here, Mr. Lynch. I wasn't sure if you were going to show up.
Well, yeah, I said I would, so I figured why not.
Well, I appreciate when people hold themselves to their word.
Well, thanks, I guess. I'm just-
Benjamin, what are you doing?
He's gonna be getting ready to go to the not getting ready. He's gonna be wanting to go to the meeting, so he's letting Eugene know, hey, we gotta go.
Okay. At this point, you guys are kind of like heading down the stairs, and you notice the others kind of walking down the halls away from like the kind of museum where there's like rooms like offices and like libraries and things of that nature, deeper in the building, and you notice the others walking that way.
Okay. So, well, Eugene, let's go meet up with them.
All right, kid. He kind of like hustles up. John Michael Stevens, you notice them kind of catching up at the rear.
You notice of something.
Yeah.
Brock, Eugene, good to see you gentlemen again.
Ah, nice to see everybody. Everybody else actually showed up.
Where's that one fellow at the loud one? Leslie, I think his name was.
A shame he
Probably
didn't show
hungover.
up.
Probably a little hungover.
I really regret giving them that money.
Most likely.
Probably drank all of it.
He's probably very proud of that $10 you gave him, but I still don't know why you did it. But
Well, it wasn't real $10. He wasn't paying too much attention.
That makes it so much better. Okay.
He leads you guys down this hall, past all these offices, and there's one at the end of the building. The doors are wide open. It's a pretty tall, airy room. There's like kind of French windows that have been pushed open, curtains pulled aside to like let in the breeze. And there's a man standing there behind a desk that's just like it's littered with books. It's there's shelves on the walls just full of books and artifacts.
Can I inspect the artifacts?
For sure.
Or kind of like
Maybe once you actually get in there.
okay.
Sure, the stranger might not appreciate some random person coming in
Very
there.
curious, all right?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Christ, this valuable artifact. Let me go pick this up and look closer.
There's this man, Sanchez, is standing behind his desk. He's got a book open, and he's like palming it, kind of thumbing through. He's pretty slim and dapper looking. He's got really like slick back hair, but he's really well groomed, nice beard, and wearing glasses. And he's wearing a suit. The jacket is actually draped over the chair behind the desk, and he's got his sleeves rolled up at the moment. But he looks up when you enter, and he's like, "Oh, Senor Elias, it's good to see you. Who are these people?" "Oh, well, these are my friends, the other members of the Larkin expedition." "Oh, I should have known. Nemesio Sanchez, Professor of Archaeology here at the university." He comes over to the closest one, which is, let's see, Roger.
Great. All right. Sir, how are you?
Doing well. Your name?
My name's Roger Lynch.
Lynch. Looks at you, John.
Nice to meet you, Professor. It's John Michael Stevens. Just put my hand out and try to shake it.
Senor Stevens, hello. He looks at Camilla next. "Oh, Senorita. I'm doing well. How are you?"
Doing quite well, thank you. Do you think I might be able to take your picture here after we're done with our talk?
Of course. I don't think I'd mind, but I'd like to know your name first, perhaps.
Oh, I thought we did that.
Sorry.
My name's...
Very nice to meet you, miss. And he kind of like looks at this Eugene and like he goes, "Sir," and then Eugene kind of goes, and he turns around so you can get a proper look at the Professor Benjamin.
Hello, nice to meet you. My name is Mr. Brock.
My goodness. Hello, young man. Nemesio Sanchez.
I absolutely love your collection. Do you think I may take a closer look? With your permission, of course.
Your enthusiasm is very exciting to me as well, but I do not know you very well yet. Perhaps we can talk. But of course, I would love to share anything with you.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I must say it's fascinating to get to look at the people Larkin actually allowed on his expedition. Very unique indeed. He kind of like drops the book. Sorry, what was that?
No, nothing.
Like claps the book shut that he was holding and kind of tosses it back on the desk. He goes, "Well, what can I do for you?"
Well, sir, I mean, honestly, that's kind of the reason why we came here. We kind of wanted to know why you're not allowed on this expedition.
Well, I've been curious about that as well, ever since I read about the paper. I reached out to him several times, but not once did he get back to me. He showed no interest in bringing a local expert along with him, and this has made me think that perhaps he is looking to plunder the site. But I have no evidence of this, of course. But
Plunder?
well, for some time I was debating with Mr. Elias whether this pyramid actually existed or not. Actually, yeah, I asked him to look into it, and, well, we determined that it probably actually does. Yes, that's the most curious thing. My assistant is researching it at the moment. She just went to fetch some artifacts from the storeroom. She should probably be here any moment now. But,
Calm down, Mr. Brock.
we did find evidence that this exists, and in fact, Senor Elias, your theories about the Caraceri, they do hold up. We found notes from a conquistador. Trinidad was writing them up. I shall have her show them to you later. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm glad to hear it. Well, I told them most of the story, at least most of it that I could, and was kind of hoping that you could convince them a little bit more. See, they aren't so sure as there's any danger.
We just want to know what we're getting into, sir.
I do not blame you for that. Well, like I said, Trinidad is fetching some things that I think might help color the situation in a little bit more for you. She's my assistant.
Thanks.
Lovely girl. You'd like her.
Yeah, was it the one at the front desk?
Oh, Petunia? No.
Thank God. All right, good.
Well, is there some sort of problem?
There always is, but not that I haven't handled before.
Oh, I see.
But no.
Tell me, what do you all do for you all explorers?
Yes, I'm an explorer.
Well, I don't think we're all explorers. I'm not. I work at the dock.
I think I'm the only explorer here, actually.
I myself am actually studying archaeology and history. I find all of this to be quite amazing. Your collection here.
Oh, thank you.
It is
Very much.
It is interesting that he put together such a ragtag group of people. You know.
Aquarius. Yes, I don't believe him to be anything more than a grave robber, if I'm honest. No, I'm not so sure about that. We've had this discussion before. He kind of heads back over to his desk. I believe he's just going to take whatever he finds. No thought to the proper procedures. There are none to protect Peruvian artifacts. None in this country. They don't care about it.
Why do you have such a distrust of this man?
It's not just the man. It's just, well, somewhat of the leading expert in the area, and he just has rebuffed me every single time. Proves it.
Yeah, it is very interesting.
It's been very frustrating. I've actually come to believe my only recourse is to identify the exact location of this pyramid and get there first. But time is running out.
What has he told you when you've asked to go on the expedition? What are his reasonings as why you can't come?
We only met once in person, and it did not go very well. He, I don't know, he did not look me in the eye very often. There's just something very off about him, but he was very enthusiastic about the expedition in general. He talked at great lengths about his enthusiasm for it and what he hoped to find. He showed me what he had found there from what he had bought from that farmer, but ever since then he's refused to get back in contact with me.
He seems to have had a distrust with you before he even met you.
Yeah, I could say that, yes.
It's quite odd. You seem like a nice enough person.
No, I appreciate it. You as well, young man. Hey, come and take a look at these things that I have. He starts showing you some of the artifacts that he has.
Oh, cool.
They're pretty impressive specimens. They're like extremely well curated, very cleaned up. There's some very, very nice Incan ones that are just the best condition you've ever seen them in. Like all the pictures you've ever seen, just pale in comparison to this.
He's just speechless. He's just like awestruck. That's the word.
Now, what is it exactly that Rizzo found down there? Do you know? Oh, yes, it's a piece from a conquistador, like you said. It appears that the Caraceri arrived with the conquistadors back in the 16th century. Like I said, she has the notes on her. I don't know what's taking her so long.
Should we perhaps go try to see if she got caught up somewhere, or do you think she'll be here soon?
You find it necessary. I wouldn't mind you going down.
Yeah, I'll go take a look and see. What does she look like?
Oh, she's about 19 years old. Just Peruvian. She's got long, curly, kind of black hair. She's probably the only one down there. There's not very many people in the basement on the weekends.
Okay, I'll go down. I'll go down and try to get her.
Me and Eugene will tag along as well.
So who's all going?
It's me, Brock, and Eugene. Looks like.
Yeah, I'm not going.
Okay.
Not my business. I have more questions anyway.
I have a phone call. Just a moment. Hello? Hey, Jake. I just wrote it down because it was an
Immersion broken.
ingredient. I didn't actually check if we had any. Sorry. I don't think we have that, but I can't really check because I'm right in the middle. Quarter cup, so double batch, half cup. I think. Or maybe just a cup. But no more than that. Right.
After the bathroom real quick, I'll be right back.
Yeah, you
Sorry.
guys can take a small break if you need one.
Okay.
So
Alright,
we said,
cool.
Jake.
I don't need one,
Okay.
but I'll
cool,
stay
thanks.
here.
You'll listen to his conversation.
I can't mute myself as readily with this new setup, so.
I'm just surprised you got your phone out of that box so quickly.
Well, yeah, it was the whole thing. So who's all going? Just Eugene and Benjamin and John Michael Stevens?
Benjamin and John Michael
Yes.
Stevens.
Do we have to say John Michael Stevens every time? Or
Yes,
do we say
because
No,
it's a
John?
serial killer name. You have to say it. It's like 3 first names. Like you say John.
no.
If you just
Hello,
say John,
John.
it doesn't sound right. Like you have to say the whole thing.
Hello, John Michael Stevens.
I do like it though. It's funny.
Isn't it?
Oh my god. It's like, oh, can I call you John? No, John Michael Stevens. Oh boy.
Camilla,
That
you're
is a
staying in
serial
the.
killer
You're
name.
staying in there too.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in the office. Yeah.
She doesn't run errands like that.
This is a curious creature you brought with you. Bernard. What a great thing.
Bernard.
Bernard. Saint Bernard.
Andrew Bernard.
Drew.
I'm gonna call you Drew. No. Call me Drew.
Hey Dylan.
No.
Is,
What's up?
The accent that you're using, is it from Kill Bill 2?
Maybe.
Alright.
This is
That's
the
what
one
it
I'm
sounds
most.
like.
This is the one I'm most spotty with. It's like somewhere between Indigo Montoya and like something from Kill Bill.
I don't want the.
It was Indigo
Yeah,
Montoya, then there was
got it
the
pretty
guy...
well.
There was the guy that Michael Parks played.
Yeah,
in,
that's kind of what I'm
Kill
doing.
Bill 2, which I like that voice though. That guy's he had a good voice.
Yeah.
It's a good voice.
It would be my number one girl.
Give me my number one. Is that John Michael Stevens?
I think that is John Michael Stevens.
Is the return of John Michael Stevens?
You know it.
John Michael Stevens 2, Electric
Return
Boogaloo.
of the Stevens. Revenging Wayne.
You better not be.
All right,
You're too
so
easy.
John Michael Stevens,
John Michael
and
Stevens.
Eugene Eckler. Yeah, you guys are heading out.
And Benjamin Brock.
Yes, yes, definitely Benjamin.
You're all
You're
one
into. You're all one thing. You're like the same guy, basically. You're not the same guy. But you know where it is, so you're kind of like all excited, making Eugene lead the way, huh? Probably, I would imagine. What would you like to do?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh boy. Nothing. I think he's just gonna. Benjamin's just gonna stay quiet. It's kind of real smug. Real smug.
Did we get her name, by the way? What's her name again?
He said it was Trinidad Rizzo.
Trinidad Rizzo. Okay, so it's just like, are we starting or are we still breaking?
No, we're starting.
No, we're going.
Okay, so
We're
let's just
going.
like head down and like try to like find her and kind of just saying out her name and seeing if we can find her.
Right, so the stairs are the same ones that you saw earlier, Benjamin. They lead down into the basement, and the hallway at the bottom of the stairs is pretty long.
Okay.
And at the end of the hallway, there's a door to the storeroom. It looks like the
okay.
storeroom, it's almost directly under where Sanchez's office would be.
Okay.
The corridor that leads to this door it's pretty dark. Like the lights aren't on. It's pretty quiet. There's not really anybody down in the basement. There's a few other rooms kind of jutting out, but the storeroom is at the end, is what he said. The door is ajar, and there's a little bit of light spilling out into the hallway.
Okay. Eugene, let's check the storeroom over there.
He kind of like nods and goes forward and starts pulling open the door.
All right. Can Benjamin see that artifact that he saw earlier?
I'll have you do a spot hidden once we get in there, I think.
Oh, okay.
So I'm kind of just following behind him, right?
Yeah, unless you want to lead the way, it's up to you.
No, I'll follow behind him.
Okay. Just give me a hard spot hidden right off the bat.
Both
See
us?
if you notice it. No, just because he's looking for his like the specific thing.
The specific thing. Oh, come on, dice. Give me something good. That is a 9.
Wow.
Is that enough?
It is enough. So you do find it.
Ooh.
It's like right on a shelf, like immediately within the room.
So
But upon closer inspection, it doesn't really mean anything to you.
that great
An immediate
roll for
letdown.
nothing.
I'm really glad that you used it for that.
God dang it.
Make sure you mark it though.
Mark a successful spot hidden?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important because you have like no skill in that. So, but
So
no,
what
it
would that
is.
be now? 'Cause that's
it's
like-
it's an amphora. It's like a jar.
I forget what the base is. Like the base spot hidden.
The
'cause he didn't have
base spot
anything in
hidden
it.
is 25.
Okay, so 25 and with a mark. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a jar, and it was definitely of Bolivian design. Probably, you could probably date it back 1,000 years.
1,000.
So it's like interesting. It's just not quite what you
It's just
were.
not
It
what
was
he was
not what
looking
you were
for.
building up to. Yeah. But the storeroom itself is pretty. It's pretty dark in there. It's cavernous and it's oblong. It's probably about. Well, you can't really see the other end because it's just completely packed with evenly spaced rows of floor-to-ceiling shelves. And all of these shelves are packed with crates and boxes and bags. And just, like, everywhere you look is honestly a more interesting story than where you looked before. Like, this thing that you trace down here, this jar, is nowhere near as interesting as the
cookie
next thing
crumb.
you look at. And then there's another thing, and there's another thing. It's basically like a smaller version of the warehouse from the end of Raiders. But it's much more clean, you know, it's like free of dust. It looks like there's been a lot of in and out, like everything's pretty, you know, taken care of.
Pretty
There's
well
only like one light though, and it's like this bare bulb that hangs from the middle of the room, and it's really dim. You can like hear it kind of the haze like kind
Can I like call out for that woman?
Yep. Yeah, just go for
I
it.
forgot her name again.
Okay.
Trinidad. Trinidad, Miss Trinidad.
Can Benjamin see anything else that might be of interest to him?
I mean, everything in here, you could write a paper about
Everything.
it. Like, you could spend your whole fucking life in this room.
Your character's
God.
distracted.
Your character is
He's easily
incredibly
distracted.
distracted. That's a good point. Give
That's
me
a
an
very good point.
give me an archaeology roll.
An archaeology roll? Oh
Yeah.
boy, here we go. I get to use this one again. That is going to be... What is this? Ooh, that's a 97. Okay.
What the hell? How did you fail? How did you fuck that up?
I don't know.
Okay.
You know what? No, I want to push that. No, forget that. I'm pushing this roll, okay?
No, you barely even have to justify it because I just imagine you adjusting your glasses, just basically having a nerdgasm over everything.
Exactly.
You're looking at.
You just hear...
Just heavy breathing,
You okay,
drooling.
Brock? Brock, are you okay? Eugene, is he having some sort of medical situation? Do you need to worry about him?
He's always like that. Don't worry, he'll snap out of it. Based on his tone, you don't know if he'll actually snap out of it.
So did I hear anything when I called out for that lady?
You did not.
Trinidad?
No, it was complete silence.
You guys, we need to be a little cautious. She's supposed to be down here. I called out for her. I don't hear anything. This is kind of weird. He said she's right down this hall. We should have come across her by now. I know these artifacts are interesting, but let's pay attention.
Good point. Give me that push roll. Give me the push roll. I need to see if you pass.
Let's see what that roll is.
You're rolling for it? What's going on? What'd you roll? I didn't hear the number. Yeah,
No,
what's going on?
this is you.
No, this is you. You got to push the archaeology roll, dude.
I thought it was Cam.
No, Cam didn't roll for anything. He's like concerned about the
my
well-being
God.
of this girl, and you're like sitting there.
You're like nerding out. I'm like worried someone's
Oh
hurt.
my god, it's a 92.
How?
There's no
dude?
way. There's no way.
There's no way. Right. Well,
Everything went into seeing that one thing that was hidden, man. You killed my dice.
you tried
killed my
to
dice.
like wipe off your clean your glasses a little bit. It's just too dark to really see everything, and John Michael Stevens' constant blabbering was like kind of getting to you a little bit. But then a few of the words sunk in, like hey, we're here for a reason, and you're kind of like, yeah, that's a good point, and you kind of felt a little bad, but at the same time, you're like kind of making note to yourself, like maybe I'll come down here later.
Later again. Because he was already planning on it.
So yeah, you heard nothing. The storeroom is like do you want to explore it a little bit more?
Yeah, I want to explore it.
Okay.
I definitely want to keep exploring
Brock, do you
it.
want to explore? I say we stick together and try to like look through these places and see if we can find her.
Oh, sure.
I say we just take it nice and slow and methodically and just not push too hard and try to see if we can kind of shout out her name every once in a while.
I absolutely agree.
So there's about
Okay,
40,
so let's head down.
about
He
45
just
feet
wants to
wide
spend
or
more
so.
time in there.
I know.
And the rows are like the shelves are evenly spaced, but they're really tightly packed.
Okay.
Like even John, you'd kind of have to sidle into some of them at some times because of the giant crates that are in there.
Okay.
And Eugene actually has difficulty maneuvering around some of them with you, Brock. But eventually you do see the end of the room. It's about it's about twice as long as it is wide, so it's about 80 feet long. But
Okay.
you're not seeing any traces of her in any of the shelves. Like you can't see anything anywhere yet. As you
I, like-
keep going.
Yeah, I want to keep going and just try to keep pushing it.
Okay. I would like to see. Actually, I'm just gonna do that. Cameron, call odds or evens.
Odds.
Okay. All right. So, about 3 aisles from the back, you're kind of peering into these sections past these shelves, and there's to your left there's a big pile of like artifacts. It looks like they've been pulled off the shelves in like a broken crate, and you see
Is it?
a hand kind of laying on the floor sticking out from underneath.
Does it look like it's like dead, or is it like moving at all?
It's not moving, but there's definitely
All right,
someone there.
I want to pull out my pistol and just kind of keep it to my side. But just like I take it out of his holster, just kind of holding it like cautiously,
Okay.
and then just like
Benjamin has not noticed this. You have noticed this.
Brock, I need you over here right now.
Oh, okay. Eugene, let's go over there.
So, in response to this, Eugene turns and kind of like leans in. He just kind of looks and sees what you pointed out to him, and he goes, "Oh my god." Do you want to investigate it further, John?
What is it?
Yeah, I want to approach it very cautiously and just try to kind of step towards it, but try to put my foot out in front and kind of just try to nudge it and see if anything's moving, but just very cautiously, and very slowly.
Guys, I can't see anything. What's going on?
There's a body or an arm or something over there. Something's happened.
So,
Keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open.
as you get closer, John, you kind of come around this broken crate that had been blocking a lot of your view, and you see this thin, emaciated face just frozen in horror, just blindly staring at the ceiling. The more you see, the more terrified you get, because her whole body is just thin to the bone. It looks like she's almost been
very clearly
mummified.
dead.
She's
Okay, so she's
incredibly
very
dead.
Okay, so I'm not even-
There's like a huge circle, like on her upper chest, like right below the neck, like a huge disc of
Yep.
torn, bloody flesh on her upper chest. It's like
Is it like a
completely-
bullet hole, or is it like...
No, it's like congealed and
hole.
like just like burned and just looks disgusting. Like, it's hard to discern exactly what kind of injury it is, but her face is
does
like
it look like all
completely shriveled. It's just horrible. And I need you to do first sanity roll of the game.
Does it look like all of the fluids have been drained out of this person's body?
Yes. Not only emaciated, but it looks like she's almost mummified. Like, it's really fucked up. But you can't see that. You're just sitting there like, what is it?
I got a 30.
Oh, let me see that. Did you really? Wow, good for
Almost
you.
like a human juice box?
I'm not going to invite that comparison. So you lose no sanity.
Wow.
Good job. Wow, good job.
Yeah,
First
you.
sanity roll of the game. Good job.
I don't want to go running off naked again without shoes.
No, I think it was just without shoes.
Yeah.
Shoeless.
There's only really
You were
room
fully
enough,
clothed.
John, for you to really see. The only thing that Eugene can see is the hand still. Like, he can't get in close enough to see the face of this girl. Like, you're the only one that
I want to
sees
just turn back and just say, there's a dead fucking body over here, and she is way dead. This doesn't look like it was recent. This looks like she's been dead for a while. I say we head back up. We need to confront the professor right away.
Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Super Friends. In the office, Jackson is like trying to poke for more information from the professor. What are you guys doing?
I want to ask the professor a question real quick.
Sure.
While I'm here. Professor, I have a question for you.
Mr. Lynch, yes.
Yeah, the artifacts at, this big pyramid that we're supposed to be going to, if indeed some items are pilfered, but, later returned to, I don't know, let's just say you, would you be in a position to maybe purchase these items?
That's a good question. There's really no framework for that sort of thing here. In all likelihood, they would be donated to the museum. They don't really go into private collections. That would be my intent anyway, if I did get my hands on anything from there. I don't know what Mr. Larkin is planning.
Okay, but you would be willing to pay someone for these artifacts just to keep them in safe hands, right?
I mean, I suppose if there were good things to come from it, I'm always willing to see what we could get here to show to other people. I love spreading knowledge and educating anyone that I can.
That is what I like to hear. I do have another question for you while we're here. One second. There's a man whose name keeps coming up in this little group here. His name is Luis de Mendoza. Do you know this name?
Yeah, Senor Elias has brought him to my attention many times. I don't know him personally. I have not heard many things about him, but from what I understand, it's theorized he might be a member of the Caraceri, this cult.
Yeah.
We found evidence that this might indeed be the case.
Now, Dylan, I want to lean in on this part because I don't want Camilla to hear what I say. Just because I don't want to start any undue panic. All right. Professor, I have a question for you here. You think, are there such things as vampires? Be honest with me. Have you heard anything? Because
It's absurd. Oh, that's very amazing, sir. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Okay, that's all. We're good here. All right. Yeah.
Of course you jest, sir.
Yeah. I was just curious.
You're
Someone
very
said
funny,
it
man.
recently, and I just got.
You're very funny, man.
Okay. I guess during this time, I would like to talk to Camilla now. I guess since it's just me and her up here. Well, the professor's being distracted by.
He's still smiling
Elias.
from your remarks.
Good. I'm so happy about that. Hey, Miss May, how are you faring with all of this?
How am I faring with what? I'm sorry.
Well, everything so far. You know, the start of our little adventure.
I really just don't understand why Larkin won't let the professor come along with us. He seems like he'd be a great help to us.
Oh, no, really. It boggles the mind.
It does. But Miss May, I do have another question for you. Now, us going on this venture, you doing it for whatever reason you want to do it for, that's none of my business, but there is a good chance that after everything we've kind of encountered so far, that there's probably going to be not only physical difficulties, but most likely combative difficulties. And I was just curious as to what you were going to do about that. Because if you can't, if you can't really fight in any way, you seem like you might be a liability.
Are you implying that I can't handle myself?
No, I was just asking, in what regards can you handle yourself?
Oh, forgive me. That's just my defensive New York attitude coming out.
I understand.
It happens occasionally.
I understand, but is there like, you have like a gun, or, knife, or, I can let you borrow a knife if you need a knife or something, just for, utility. Would also be good.
I did bring a rifle with me. It's with my stuff back at the hotel. Maybe I should look into getting a sidearm, or maybe you might be right there.
Well, a rifle's a good idea. No, that's a good idea. I didn't know. You know how to shoot?
Yes, I do.
That's pretty impressive.
I just didn't want to carry the rifle all around the city and cause a commotion.
That is understandable. All right, I was just curious, because I'm sure you're not going to rely on Mr. Bernard here to protect you the whole time.
Oh, my little tiger Bernard over there? Oh,
even though I'm sure he's ferocious.
Quite.
Yes. Okay.
I want to see Bernard kill somebody.
Well,
I would like a spot hidden and or listen rolls, or both, from both of you.
Can I do both if I want to?
Yep.
Oh.
I'll do listen.
I will do listen as well. We'll do a listen roll to start. I got a 30. Oh.
I got a 65.
Okay, let me look at these numbers here. Is that a succeed for you, Camilla? I don't think it is.
No,
Oh, it's close though. It's a 60 for listen for you.
I did
Very
pass.
close. But you did pass, so it's alright. Hold on. I need to make a roll really
I
quick.
did not.
You didn't? I thought your listen was higher.
No. My listen's 20. Jerry's was 80.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm thinking of Jerry. Would you like to do a spot hidden though?
Jerry had huge
Yeah, I got to do a
ears.
spot hidden though. I wanted to get the listen so I could have marked it off. That sucks. But I'm not wasting 10 luck on that. Alright, I'll do the spot hidden. The spot hidden, I got 42.
Okay.
Can I say something
That's
just real
good.
quick? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
That's fine.
Do I get something for passing the sanity roll, or does that not count?
No, there's no, because that's
Okay.
not really, like, you can get,
The reward is not losing sanity, dude.
yeah, that's basically what it is. He's not wrong.
Okay, no, I just wasn't sure. I just wanted to make sure.
No, it's cool. Yeah, with all the skills, though, every time you pass, make sure that you are keeping track of the ones that you succeed at, though.
Okay.
Because during those development phases, it's going to be really useful.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. I need to make a roll for myself here. Okay. As you're talking to Camilla, Roger,
Yeah.
you notice like some kind of like flickering reflecting off of one of the French windows that's kind of folded in at the back. And you see Jackson is kind of standing there. He's smoking his pipe, and you see him kind of scrunch up his nose. He starts sniffing, and he looks past you into the hallway that leads to the museum. And you kind of turn with his gaze, and both at the same time you see flames spreading up the wall of one of the nearby offices.
Fire! Oh my God!
Jackson immediately he extinguishes his pipe and he starts running for the flames where the smoke is like billowing out of this doorway. Sanchez drops what he was looking at. He just looks aghast toward the fire. What would you like to do, both of you, Camilla and Roger?
I'm gonna tell Camilla, stay here. Okay, I'm gonna go figure this fire out. We're gonna see how bad this is, and then I'll just run out there and see if I can help put it out to some degree. I don't know, how big is the fire? Is it just on that wall, or is it starting to spread? It looks like
it's like in a room, one of the rooms, like one of the offices, and like the flames are starting to come out, like the smoke's coming out of the bottom of the door. And it looks like they're kind of spreading up the wall a little bit. It looks like it's already pretty sizable, but not like big enough to threaten the building yet. Like you possibly could extinguish it.
Okay, I'm gonna run out there towards the door to see if I can help somehow.
Jackson is like ahead of you, and you're like following him, and he has his jacket in one hand, and he kind of like tests his hand on the knob to see if it's hot, and then uses his jacket to kind of push it open. This billow of smoke just sweeps out, and you see that it's spread from like there was like a shelf full of books that is just it's going up in flames.
Dylan, does this building, I don't know when this was invented, does it have any sort of fire extinguishing system?
No.
Anything
they might have fire alarm, like manual alarms that you can pull, like electric alarms, like, you know, it will actually like hit a ring, like a little hammer hitting a thing, but it's not going to be like a sprinkler system or anything. Like this is going to be like a buckets of water slapping it situation.
Well, yeah, I know that. I just didn't know if they're like a rudimentary system. Can I look for one of those on the wall somewhere? Like, is there anything near where I could look for, at least try to get people out of here?
Sure, yeah. You want to start going down the hallway doing that while Jackson kind of forges ahead, tries to smother it with his jacket?
Well, I don't want to go too far. I'd rather just look to where I am. I don't want to leave him there in case he dies.
Okay.
So
and this is probably...
I'll just look in my vicinity.
Okay, yeah. What are you doing, Camilla?
Our exit? Is it blocking our exit? Or?
No, you could flee the museum right now. Like, you could definitely get past it if you would like to. Is that what you'd like to do? Bernard's kind of like, he notices that something's going on and is kind of like growing anxious. He's climbed back up onto your shoulders.
The professor's in here too? Or did he...
The professor's kind of standing behind his desk and he's still kind of like staring in shock, and then he kind of remembers, and then he goes to the window and he starts shouting, "Fire! It's fire!" And he's like trying to get students' attention, and there's a bunch of students like kind of dozing under a tree. He's trying to shout for them, but they don't seem to hear him yet.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna gather up Bernard, and as I'm exiting though, at the desk, I want to just try and grab whatever he was looking at that he put down on his desk, and just try and just snag that on my way out.
Okay, like the book?
Yeah.
Alright, sure. I'm gonna see. He's not looking, so that's not a sleight of hand. I'm gonna make that just a dex roll. I still want to roll for it. Let's do a dex roll for you.
It's a 33.
Okay,
wow.
So you scoop it up and you start hustling by. You see Jackson kind of like leaning back at the heat of these flames as you pass, and he kind of like soldiers into the room and starts trying to smother some of the smaller flames with his jacket, while Roger's like looking around the hall for an alarm to pull. You do find one. It's behind you gotta crack some glass.
Yeah, that's fine. I'd like to just do that. Do you have a little hammer thing there that I can use to hit the glass so I don't cut myself?
They do not. Actually, I guess I could have made that a luck roll.
Kick
No,
it.
I'm gonna go with it. There's not.
Kick it.
Roundhouse kick it.
Well, I guess I'll just...
You can do it!
I'll make my hand safe. Like, I don't know what that's going to entail.
Like wrap it your
Because-
shirt or something.
Well, that's what,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking. I wrap it up my shirt and just kind of break the glass, and then I push the button, or pull the lever, whatever the hell it is.
It is a lever.
Pull
Then I pull the
trunk.
lever.
Immediately, just alarm bells, like crazy loud, and just like banging your eardrums start going out. You see the reading woman, I guess you could say, Petunia was her name, kind of stare after you in shock, and some of the few other students and just patrons of the museum start looking down the hallway at this smoke, and they kind of quickly start hurrying for the doors in a panic. Camilla, you kind of join them, are heading out the doors, down the steps, while people are kind of gathering just outside, kind of looking back at the building, wondering what's going to happen. Downstairs.
Oh boy.
So
I
so
like
we can
this
hear the
transition.
alarm by now, right?
We'll get there.
We're rewinding a little bit. Not
Okay.
not quite
So-
yet.
Rewind.
All right, you guys, we need to go confront that
It's
professor.
real.
This body has been dead for a while. We need to go confront him.
Before you go, one thing that you did notice on her body, like pretty immediately, you notice a notebook poking out of her jacket pocket that she's wearing.
Grab it.
I want to grab it. Yeah.
And beside her, there's another crate behind that bigger one that's just been smashed to pieces, like it was like stomped on or something. Like it looks like it was
Okay.
just torn apart, like just little bits of wood and straw sticking out.
Okay, so I want to like grab the notebook and then just kind of like I'm kind of rushing, so not like super crazy, but I want to see if there's anything in there that I like see that like stands out, what they were trying to get, or
Okay, so there is straw, and then poking out of it, you see a glint of gold. And beyond it, there is
Is it
like
just-
it looks like a large, like a worked piece of gold.
I guess I'll grab that too.
Okay, you grab it and you try to lift it, and then realize at once that it must be much bigger than it looks like, and pull this thing out, and it's a single length of, if it's worked gold, it's like 2 feet long, and
Like a gold bar, basically.
yeah,
That's heavy.
it's like 2 feet long. It's 3 inches wide and 1/3 of an inch deep. So it's pretty heavy. It's probably a little bit less than 25 pounds, but it was more than you were expecting. Both ends of it are pretty rough, as though it was like ripped or broken from like a larger design. It's mostly straight, although it has like 4 sections that jut out at right angles into short spurs or squared off kind of spirals.
Well, since at this point I don't know that there's a fire.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like make note of it. And,
But the
like, I'm not gonna
surface
try
of
to
it,
take with me.
yeah, there's like it's imprinted. It's got a series of shapes on it and squares and rectangles. You can't really make meaning of it.
Yeah. I'm just trying to take a look at it, try to
can't
see what it
see what's
is, but I
going
can't like
on.
figure it out.
No,
and then I'm
it's
just like,
definitely
okay,
gold.
whatever. I'll come back to that. There's some gold there, and that's where she was killed. In my mind, I'm thinking maybe she found this gold, and then the professor killed her or something. And then I'm just like, all right, let's get out of here, guys. Let's try to go. We gotta go confront this professor. He killed this girl. Not that she necessarily did, but I just want to. My character kind of assumes at this point.
Okay, so are you taking it with you, or are you leaving it there?
No, I'm leaving it there.
Okay, but are you taking the notes
God
or the notebook?
dang
I
with
am
you?
taking the notebook. Yeah, I am.
Okay, cool. As you're kind of like you're holding it, staring at this large piece of gold, you hear the fire alarms go off, and Eugene immediately looks, and as he's turning, Benjamin, you get a peek into the little hall of shelves there and see that he's holding this giant piece of gold, and it's got these shapes and writing on it.
John Michael Stevens, take that with us.
I can't, man. We got to get out of here. There's an alarm going off. We can come back for it, or
We might
maybe
not
if
have
you're
the chance.
can Eugene help me carry it? It's pretty big.
You want me to help carry you something? Are you fucking kidding me?
I mean, you look like you're used to it, so I don't know.
That's the point, guy.
Well, Brock, if you want it so much, tell your buddy to grab it, all right? I can't carry this thing.
Ah, jeez.
Come on.
He grabs it and starts hustling out. You're already like you're several feet ahead of him at this point. Back upstairs, Roger, Elias is still struggling to put out the fire on his own. He's got it off of the floor. It looks like it might have been started in like a waste bin or something, but it's still kind of on the bookcase. What are you doing? What would you like to do?
And I'm trying to think of what Roger would do. I don't think he's going to try to put the fire out. Like, if the fire is, if it's engulfed the entire room?
Not quite yet. It's just one bookcase, but it's sizable though. Like, it's the largest fire you've seen in a building before. Like, it's definitely making you nervous. It's not like something you're like, oh, this is easy. But Elias is working his butt off.
I'm gonna get Elias out of there. I'm not gonna risk myself. Every time I risk myself in one of these goddamn stories, Dylan, I get hurt. Not doing it anymore. And Roger's not dealing with that shit either.
Roger's in it for number one.
So Roger's gonna go to Elias. We gotta go. Don't worry about the fire. We gotta go.
He's kind of like smothering
everyone's fine.
His mouth with one hand to try to prevent himself from inhaling it, and swatting it with his jacket with the other. And he kind of sees you coming up. He's like, but he also, like, you see it in his eyes. He knows that you're right, and he kind of starts trying to back away. You kind of pull him out a little bit, and he lets his mouth go off of his hand, or his hand come off his mouth. He's the alarm was you, right? Good thinking.
Of course it was.
Let's get out of here.
Let's go.
Where's the professor?
Let's go find him real quick. See if we can make sure he made it. So we run to the professor's office.
All right.
And see if he's still in there.
Fantastic. So you guys are hustling back in there, and when you enter, you don't see Sanchez behind the desk. His windows are open. At first, you think that he might have like jumped out the window because it is on the ground floor. Like he might have just left that way. But then you hear coming from behind the desk.
I investigate.
He is doubled over in pain and clutching his stomach. And he looks up at you just in pain. He's just like, he kissed me.
Someone killed you? Senor Sanchez, did someone kill you?
There's traces of rancid, just white, kind of like waxy, like just something on his lips. And he passes out.
Where's that from?
The kiss of death.
He didn't say killed, he said kissed. Help me with him. Jackson rushes over and like grabs him by one arm. He looks completely almost passed out from the pain at this point. His eyes are like lolling in his head.
Alright, well, Jackson, let me carry him. Get out of here. So I go and I try to lift the professor up.
Okay. How are you lifting him? Just like under the arms?
I was gonna do like a fireman's carry, like throw him over my shoulder if I can.
So like his stomach is resting on your shoulder?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming I have to roll for that.
I'll probably just make that a strength roll.
Okay. I rolled a 48, which is successful.
That is a success. So you manage to prop him up, and you fling him over your shoulder. As you rest him on your shoulder, though, like his stomach, you feel for a moment something move, like across your shoulder, like under his skin.
I hate you.
Oh boy.
So
Rest in
much.
peace.
Do I hate
Rest in
you
peace.
right now. God damn it.
But
That's a tough one, man.
do you want to start huffing it for the doors or the windows? What do you do? Or do you just drop them to the ground and sprint out of it? I mean, what do you want
Fuck
to do?
this! I'm out of here.
In the spirit of the game,
In the spirit of the game, I notice it moving.
you
I think
definitely
it's
noticed
weird.
it.
So instead of running to the door, I'm throwing him out the window.
Wait, hang on. What floor is this on? Hang on.
It's the ground floor.
floor.
It's definitely the ground
Oh,
floor. He
okay.
knows. It's fine.
I don't know.
No,
Why I
he's
thought
not
it was
throwing him
the
out a
second floor.
5-story window.
I don't know why I thought this was like a multi-story building. It's just like
No.
I do
He'll
need
survive the fall.
I need a sanity roll from you as well from feeling that.
oh my god, you're pulling out all the stops for this one, dude.
He's got to. All right, I got a 24.
Congratulations, you lose no sanity. It freaked you out. It was gross. And instead of going for the doors, you're like, "Can I throw them out the window?"
But
So
I
you-
rationalized it with a rumbly tummy.
Yeah, it could have been a rumbly tumbly. You don't know, but it felt
Rumbly tumbly, I don't know.
distinctly not
Rumbly
like that.
tumbly.
Like when at first your gut instinct was, "What the hell did I just put on my shoulder? Was that a snake?" But then you're like, "No, it was gas. It was just gastronomical stress. It was just gastronomical stress. I swear to God, it was just gastronomical stress. I'm gonna throw him out the window." So you push Sanchez out this window. He lands on his back. He's just kind of like groaning. Do you want to come after him out the window? It's not that far of a drop. It's literally
Yeah,
like
I'm
you could
just
step
gonna
out.
jump. I'm just
Okay.
gonna jump out the window after him.
Okay.
Since we're
Meanwhile,
right there.
charging up the stairs, Eugene, carrying this giant hunk of gold at the request of Benjamin, is following
Come on,
John
guys,
Michael
let's go.
Stevens.
Come on,
yeah,
let's
John
go,
is,
guys.
John
There's
is
a
like
fucking fire alarm. Let's go.
he's like literally like halfway across the museum toward the doors. Like he sees you see Jackson Elias ahead of you, kind of coughing slightly and like kind of walking a little slower than you're used to seeing.
Jackson,
him.
what is going on, man? We just found a dead body. I mean, all the fire alarms going off. We need to get
Body.
out of here.
The fire. Out! Come outside.
Let's go. Here, I'm gonna like try to like go up to him and like kind of like take him like under my shoulder and try to like help him out the building.
Okay, so with your assistance, you move a little quicker. Eugene is like hot on your heels when you open the door. One of the first faces you see staring up at the building, kind of in alarm, is Camilla, just with this kind of look of concern on her face, and Bernard is kind of curious as well, more looking at the building than the people around him.
Camilla. Sorry, go ahead.
No, a fire truck has arrived on the road. There's some firemen running through, and they kind of make the crowd part, and they kind of charge up the stairs past you into the building. Jackson goes down the hall by the offices with a fire in there, and they just kind of charge in as you're helping them down the stairs. What would you like to do?
I want to just try to get us out of the building
All right.
and then try to like meet up with everybody else if I can find like maybe go outside and see if I can see the rest of the group.
Okay, so you found Camilla. I mean, the others have followed you. You guys are kind of collecting with these other students and other people just kind of watching the museum. Smoke is now started billowing out of one of the windows nearest you. You don't really see the flames, but let's see. Back on the other side of the building, Roger, standing over the unconscious Professor Sanchez, what would you like to do?
Do I know he's unconscious, or do I think he's dead?
He looks like he might, like, you can test his pulse, you can do whatever you
Yeah,
need
that's
to
what I
do.
want to do.
Yeah.
I'll use my first aid ability to check his pulse, even though I don't know if that's necessarily a roll. I feel like I can do that.
Pretty easy.
I don't know if I'm feeling the pulse or not. I'm not medically trained.
Well, maybe to see if there's any irregularities.
Yeah.
Like, maybe that's what I'm rolling for. Alright. I rolled a 43. That's a lot of 40s, dude.
Okay, well, he definitely has a pulse. He's definitely alive, but whatever has happened to him has put him in so much pain that he must have gone into shock. That's all you can really discern. The only other thing you can think to check is the weird sensation you
Yeah.
felt when you looked at his stomach or felt his stomach on your shoulder.
I'd like to observe his
Look at his
stomach.
stomach.
I don't want to touch it,
Yeah.
but I'm definitely, because I know what you're gonna do, Dylan, and I just got a weird. I don't want to die right now, but maybe
A
later.
snake pops up and stabs you.
I'm not gonna get face hugged today. But I want to observe the stomach because that was really weird.
Okay. Do you want to like lift his shirt? How do you want to do that?
Do it.
Use,
Do it with
use
the
a
shirt.
stick or something. Use a stick.
Live on
I'm
the
gonna-
edge.
Stick.
He's wearing a
I'm gonna-
button-up shirt.
I'm gonna.
Aw, damn you with the button-up shirt. You knew I wanted to use a stick, so you put a button-up shirt on him just so we can't use a stick.
I'm gonna use the knife that's on my side to cut the shirt like off, like just cut it open in the middle.
Okay. So you managed to start slightly kind of being delicate about it, just because something about this just makes you anxious. And you managed to cut a flap, and you lift it really lightly, exposing his bare abdomen. I need you to do a spot hidden roll, but you get a bonus because you exposed his stomach.
Is a bonus a different die?
You do it twice, and you take the
Oh,
lowest. You do the tens twice.
Okay, my first roll is a 63, so I will roll the 10s again. And I got a 5, so 53.
Nice.
But
That's not really a pass for you. You can either push it or... Well, no, it is. You spot hidden. Yeah, no one I'm talking about. What'd you get?
when I spot hit, it
50.
was only 53, so I'm off by 3.
Would you like to spend 3 luck or push it? Or what would you like to do?
It's tempting, dude.
And 3.
Yeah, that's
Come on.
that's
That's a big one.
That's a big one.
Can I push it by cutting away more of his
Like
shirt?
exposing more of it? Yeah, I could
Yeah,
justify it
it's-
that way.
Okay, because I'd rather not
I
waste the
mean-
luck if I don't have to.
But like,
He's got low luck. He's got 45. He's,
Oh. I have
he's
45,
below
guys.
average
Like,
on that. If he had 80,
Yeah,
he
80 or the
probably would have
lowest.
done it by now.
If it was life or death, I would have done it, but well, it could be.
it could be.
Let's find out. Okay, so I'm re-rolling this. I got a 39, but I'll re-roll this thing anyway to see if I do better. 79, so 39 it is.
So, you, just following this hunch, you snip away more of the shirt with a knife. You just kind of cut through. And as you're looking at his stomach, for a moment, part of it bulges and goes back in, like there's something slithering and alive within. I need you to do a sanity roll.
Yeah, that's fine. I saw that coming. Alright. I got a 64.
You lose no sanity, but you're disgusted.
Yeah, that was super close.
How close was that?
I have 65.
So
Oh my god.
what you know is that he's in complete pain, and there's something inside him. I need to do a roll really quick here.
To see if it bursts out and grabs his face.
As this thing kind of slithers back, whatever it is, back inside. His eyes just lurch open.
His
He's staring at you.
eyes open.
Yeah, his eyes are wide open. He's like kind of grabbing your arm, kind of faintly, like.
I'm not engaging. I'm backing away. This is not normal. Senor Sanchez, what's wrong? What is there something inside you? What was that?
Something. You can't.
The kiss?
Yeah.
It's a kiss.
You can't get
Who
anything
kissed
more
you?
out of him. He can't even form words. That's how bad it's getting. He's just making unintelligible sounds at this point.
Oh shit.
Open his stomach.
What would you like to do?
Oh, you
Holy
Dylan, I
crap.
hate you.
Cut open
There's
his
stuff
stomach.
I want to do, but I'm trying to think of what Roger would do.
At this point, some people have noticed what's going on, and they're kind of like looking at
Yeah.
you. Just a few students. They haven't really approached yet, but they're curious, kind of looking in.
I'm not going to engage with them any further. I'm going to turn to the students and yell, someone get a doctor, get an ambulance, something. I don't think they have ambulances in Peru in the 20s.
And you know Spanish fluently, so you know how to do that exactly.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
I need to roll for that at some point so I can get it better later, Dylan.
That is extremely true. Do you want to do it right now? Because you're very panicked. You're very panicked. So maybe you're having to... You did it in English first. Let's do you a Spanish roll here while you try to remember the language.
Yeah, because I mean, I got a chance at getting this, so let me... I had a 96.
Ooh.
That's not...
Would you like to push it?
Yeah, I would like to try and compose myself. Think of the words. All right. Fuck.
While looking upon the confused faces of these students,
I got 31.
the words come to you out of nowhere. Just they weren't there, and then they were, and you start belting them out. And
right.
One of them nods and kind of like looks around, panicked for a moment, and then starts running across the university park for one of the other buildings. I think that might be where we wrap it up for today, unless you guys would like to play a little longer.
Honestly, it's up to Lucas, because I know it's
up to
late for him.
Lucas.
I'm down for going another half hour or so, but honestly, I'm totally down stopping here.
I'd like to play to the end of the day. Like,
Yeah,
Okay, we can do
this
that.
day, like till it's like around nightfall.
Sure.
All right, I'm going to go to the bathroom real
Just-
quick. Give me 1 second.
If you guys want to take a really quick break, that's fine. Interesting.
Damn it.
I'm just waiting for have you seen Spaceballs?
Yeah.
When the little thing pops out of his throat.
Yeah.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my baby.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my baby. Hello, my right now. You guys and your sanity rolls are on point today.
Damn, I'm
Yeah,
surprised.
it's not gonna last.
I know.
About damn
but
time. My character went insane so fast, dude.
it was literally like
running 5 hours. Freaking, and Justin made me shoeless, which is bullshit.
And then you lost time and got
Yeah,
shot in
Lucas,
the
our
face.
last time, we all lost. Like, literally, like one of the first times he's ever had, where we all fucking just lost. So,
He was taking it easy. I'm pretty sure he was taking it easy on us a little
I
bit.
pulled punches
We
at
still
least
lost.
6 times.
still lost.
Like I can count the places. I know exactly where they were.
At least I got out easy. I got shot in the face, which is the easy way out.
Meanwhile, in their run through of it, friggin' Jack almost shot Alex in the back of the head, which was really funny. But then the gun jammed because Jack rolled a friggin' 99 or 100.
I thought Jack was going to join us tonight.
No, not until
After the
not
prelude.
until chapter 1. Yeah, so following the Peruvian adventures when you guys go to New York.
Gotcha.
When we smash cut
Okay,
to
I'm
like
ready.
4 years later. You ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the fire has been put out. You guys have come in watching, kind of collecting yourselves at this point. Roger, probably about, I want to say 10, 15 minutes before that student that you called out to comes back with another faculty member. Just this kind of graying man. He's wearing a tweed jacket. He has this real look of concern on his face as he's running over. He kneels down immediately and sees that you've cut his shirt open. He's giving you a really puzzled look.
He's sick. Something. There's. I think there's something inside of him. It was moving around. It was really weird.
He's like looking at you like...
And his lips look weird.
He like looks at the lips and notices what you're talking about. And he's like, inside him, what are you talking about?
You take him to a hospital and get him examined properly.
He nods.
Well-
And he kind of starts taking him off. An ambulance has arrived, but it's at the street, and they kind of bring him closer. But it looks like it's out of your hands for now.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
I'd like to, Dylan, how many hospitals does this city have?
You know of at least one.
Okay. I'd like to ask the paramedics what hospital they're taking him to.
Okay. That's only going to take me 1 second. Hold on. It's on the map.
Okay.
But I don't know off the top of my head. I should have been ready for the question. It is... okay. It's a hospital. I don't know the name of the hospital. It's literally just called hospital. Okay. So yeah, there's one hospital.
El Hospital.
El Hospital.
Alright.
You've never had to go there. Except for maybe once for like something. Who knows?
I got sick when I first got there.
Yeah. You had you drank something weird in the water when you had to go there once.
Yeah.
But you know where it is.
Yeah.
And they tell you.
Oh. Okay.
And
All right, take good care of them.
Where is it? It's let me see where it is compared to where you are right now. It's west of you, or no, it's east of you. Sorry, it's east of you, probably 7 blocks, maybe a mile. Not quite a mile, half mile.
Okay. I'm not going to go with them, though. I'm just going to
Just want to know.
see where we're taking them. I just wanted to know for...
So when you
later.
get inevitably asked what happened to the professor, you can answer someone.
Yeah.
Smart.
I'm going to go and try to find if everyone else made it out okay. Try to get back together with my group.
Elias is kind of slumped down on a bench next to his burnt jacket and kind of like massaging his throat a little bit with his hand, like he had accidentally inhaled some smoke or something. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm just like trying to comfort the Elias and make sure he's okay. And, like, maybe see if he needs water or anything. But I'm still kind of on edge. Like, I have my gun in my holster now, but I'm like, I still like him. Since I don't know what's happening with the professor, like I'm still very distrustful of him. I think that he might be behind some of this. So I'm kind of just like looking around and kind of comforting Elias.
Okay.
I think because Benjamin is a little bit not the best when it comes to interacting with people and, taking a hint on a situation, he's actually looking at that gold artifact thing that Eugene was holding. Like, okay. I can picture he set him down and set him in front of the thing. So.
Yeah, you're just enthralled by this thing. It's real heavy, but it's got those shapes on it that do kind of remind you of the cup that you saw. Ooh. But it's definitely different. Like, it's definitely a different culture. But there's some similarities in the geometric shapes that you're looking at. Camilla, what are you doing?
Just kind of watching the fire department.
Okay. Comforting Bernard, giving him little scritches. Roger, as you're walking around the building, can you give me I'd like another spot hidden from you.
Okay. I got a 97. Holy shit.
Would you like to push it?
I will, just because that was a horrible roll.
That was really bad.
I'm going to walk away from the building a little bit of smoke. There was smoke in my eyes. I'm just kind of batting it away, and we'll see what I get now. I got a 13.
Wow.
Better.
So,
yeah, what's better?
Nice.
You're kind of like getting a breath of fresh air looking at the building. You notice at the window what you hadn't noticed before. There's some sort of blood on the kind of bricks, and sporadically spotted in a trail around the corner of the building away from the front entrance.
Like it's on the brick? Like I can follow it?
Like it was on the brick at the base of the window that you guys came out of. But then it was kind of on the ground. And it looks like footsteps from here.
Huh.
But there's
Well,
like
that's
there's a
interesting.
distinct trail. You can kind of spot it from here. Even at like 20 feet out, you can kind of follow it around the side of the building.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I want to follow it right now. I'd rather collect with the rest of the group and
That's
tell
fine.
them about it. Maybe we can, as a group,
Okay.
I can show them all this stuff.
So you start heading for the main entrance and
I
kind
jog
of
a little
mulling
faster
all
though.
this over. Yeah, you're kind of a little hurried at this point. The crowd has kind of started to disperse, it looks like, and then kind of owners of the museum kind of like kind of locking up and trying to make sure that everything's safe and good to go. And you spot the others kind of waited just outside the entrance. Elias sees
Okay.
you walking up. How's the professor?
Oh, the professor is not doing good. So I put him when we were going. Remember, I said I was going to grab him. Hey guys, glad you guys made it out. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a story to
Roger.
tell you guys.
We have something to tell you as well. Go ahead.
Oh, yes, it's
I'm
very
gonna
important.
go first because this might be time sensitive. Okay, so when you guys were away, there was we were talking and then we noticed a fire out of this one room. We went to the room. Elias over here tried to put the fire out. I found an alarm. I hit the alarm to get everyone out. We really couldn't defeat the fire, so I took Elias out of the room so he wouldn't get hurt. We ran over to the professor's office to see if he was still alive, but apparently we didn't see him at first. We thought he left, but then we heard coughing from behind the desk. He was laying down, and he had like this weird white stuff on his lips, and he was it looked like he was having a heart attack at first, but I don't think it was that. I picked him up to carry him on my shoulder, and I shit you not, I felt something in his stomach slither across my shoulder.
Like gas or something?
Nah, I was hoping it was that, but recent
Like a
events
snake?
have occurred. Kind of like a snake, yeah. That's the best way to describe that. So
Ew.
I didn't want that on my shoulder, so his window was open. I threw him out the window.
Good.
I jumped
Well,
out there
that's not a
too.
window.
Yeah. And then, while we were outside, I cut his shirt open to see what was going on there, and I saw it move. There's something in him that moved. No, I'm not kidding. It was really kind of disturbing.
Elias has just this dumbstruck look across his face. Just, really?
Yeah.
Really?
We went after that lady, and she was dead. She was long dead. I think that the professor killed her. I
Trinidad's
don't
dead?
trust that man at all. She's dead. She was long dead. She didn't just die. She was
God.
killed, and she had been dead. I was going to go and confront him, but the fire alarm came off, and we had to run out the building. Where is the professor? We need to talk to him. I don't trust this man at all.
Well, I was getting to that
Also,
part.
we found this gold thing.
Brock,
awesome.
there's more important things than that gold thing, all right?
Hold on to that gold thing for a minute. We'll talk about the gold thing later. Well, I had the paramedics showed up. I had someone go get a doctor, and the paramedics arrived. And they took him to the hospital. Apparently, the only hospital in this area. Because
Well,
I
hospital,
wasn't going to
yes.
deal with that. So
hospital.
hospital. You've heard of it.
Yes, I have.
So I figured we could maybe go see him later, and see what an actual medical professional thinks of what I think is in his stomach, because I am not a medical professional.
Yes.
Also,
All right, well, go ahead.
no, notice another thing. Under the windowsill on the outside, there was blood, and I don't think it was the professor's blood because he
Not
wasn't
from underneath the
bleeding.
room? Okay.
No, I cleared that pretty good. He didn't even touch the sides.
Nice.
And there's a trail that was leading around the building. I was wondering if anyone wants to go look real quick
Yeah.
while we're
I'll
here.
go with you. I'll go with you. I have my gun. After all this shit that's happened today, we need to be cautious. Let's go check it out. Anyone else
We
want to
do
come
need
with
to
us?
be cautious.
Yes, I'd like to come with you.
All right, here's
Camilla,
here.
Brock?
Oh,
Brock, Approximately
Well, we
what it
have
looks like.
this,
If you want to go, kid, you can go on your own. I'm not going back in there. If there's a dead girl, I'm not looking at that. He just kind of like keeping his head down.
It looks like I can't go.
Well, you
Camilla?
examine your little gold thing, and we'll meet you at your hotel. Are you guys all in the same hotel? That'd be really
Oh yeah,
convenient.
Hotel Mori.
Oh yeah, that's right. I know what that is. Yeah, we'll meet you there, okay, Mr. Brock?
Sure. Sounds great.
Okay, a couple hours. We'll meet you at the bar.
The bar of the hotel. Okay.
Yeah, you know, it's a restaurant, bar, whatever.
Or would you like to meet
Food
back
or-
at the bar that you were at before? It's up to you.
Yes.
Bar Cordano.
Bar Cordano. Alright. Camilla, what are you doing?
Noah's gonna stay,
Are you
Noah's
going with
gonna
us?
stay back with, no, I'm gonna stay back with Mr. Brock.
Okay, I'll go with Roger.
All right, guys,
Okay.
we're gonna meet at the hotel bar, not that Cordano bar. Screw that place. 'Cause
Okay,
we got to
hotel
go to the
bar.
hotel because I have something in mind.
Okay, we'll meet at the hotel bar.
All right, Mr. Stevens, let's go.
Let's
Elias,
go. Let's go.
Elias is coming
chip
with
chop chip.
you. So you guys are heading back to the window, and it doesn't take long to spot this trail of blood that Roger
right there.
had seen initially.
Oh my gosh, what is that?
It literally looks like somebody had stepped in blood and started like walking, and it just was stuck to their feet. It goes around the corner of the building, the opposite side of the entrance, and stalks down to the nearest window,
Okay.
and then that window's open.
Are there flames and stuff coming out of it, or is it seem
No.
pretty safe?
No, it's pretty safe. This is like the opposite side where the fire was.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
let's-
Roger, I said we go in, but very cautiously. Any sign of fire or danger, we back out. This is not worth our lives.
okay. You got guns? You go
I have
first.
gun.
Or gun.
okay.
You have gun. You just
Not
have
gonna
one gun?
find me arguing with
I have-
that. Let's give him a hand up there.
I have the one gun. Just follow behind me. Try to keep a lookout and like be behind me, and I'll try to look in front of me, and we'll try to see what we can find. I'll try to follow the steps.
Okay.
Elias also gives you a hand in hoisting him through the window.
Yeah.
I kind of have my gun out, but not like pointing. Just kind of like holding it in my hand cautiously.
Okay. There's some blood on the floor. It looks like there's kind of like it's on the rug by this desk. You're kind of like in an office. Not unsimilar to Sanchez's,
Does
but
the-
it's smaller.
Does the rug look like it's been like messed with, or is like there's anything under it, or does it look like they just clearly stepped over it?
It looks like they might have tripped on it, possibly. Like it's kind of bunched, but from other than that, there's
Okay,
just
I
blood on it.
want to pull the rug back just to see if there's anything under there or any information.
It's just
I'm
it
gonna
looks
take my
looks
knife
like
out.
there's just blood. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Just
What
in
would
case.
would you like to go through the window too?
Yeah, I'm gonna go in behind him after he goes through.
All right, you're next, Mr. Lynch. Elias holds out his hands, kind of cups them for you to step up on.
All right, thank you. Let's get up there.
All right.
And then I asked Mr. Elias, Mr. Elias, stay out here. Make sure no one comes to this window.
You got it.
Okay, thanks. We'll be right back out. I promise.
So, the trail heads toward the door, which is closed.
Okay. I want to like lean up like against the door and see if I can like kind of like hear anything on the other side.
This door, from your understanding just of the building in general, having been through it, leads to the big kind of corridor that leads from the museum to the offices.
Okay.
And you can give me a listen roll to determine if you hear anything.
D100, right? Do it.
Correcto.
Use those giant ears.
87.
What a terrible roll. Would you like to do it instead,
Oh, dang
Roger?
it.
You guys have the same listen, actually. It's not going to be helpful.
Oh, not at all.
I can't hear anything. Roger, can you?
I'll do it. Let me see. And I rolled a 35.
Nice.
That was close. Not good enough, but close.
Closer.
that was a go.
Damn it. Damn our shitty listening.
I don't hear anything.
Damn it, right when we're about to go to the door.
Just open that door.
So, you've been examining this gold thing. for a bit now.
Yes.
Give me a spot hidden roll.
Okie dokie. That's a 23, son.
Oh, that's a pass rate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, just barely. Congratulations.
Let me mark the spot hidden because that's a 25, right? Oh wait, no, yeah. Do I mark that again?
No, you just get it the one time. So as you've been looking this thing over and trying to, you can't really determine what any of these shapes really mean. But on one side of it, like the big thing that really just has come from you from looking at this is that it's part of a larger thing. This is a small part of a large thing because it looks like it was physically ripped out from either side. The edges are jagged on the left and right sides. But you've also found it looks like freshly burned flesh, like the remains of skin.
That's what it looks like, or it looks like that's what's on it?
It looks like someone had gripped it. And like it was really like it had been thrown in like a furnace, you know, or like thrown on coals for like hours, and they'd like tried to pick it up, and their flesh burned, like has like a hand imprint almost, like somebody had picked it up. But so you see these bits of flesh on it. But I mean, it's not hot though; it's cold. And I mean, this looks relatively recent, like within the last like hour.
Dang. Huh. Okay.
Camilla, would you like to do anything?
Yeah, I was just hoping to kind of try and analyze this this piece of gold with Benjamin.
Sorry, you cut out there for a second. What'd you say?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah. There we go.
I was just saying that I was going to try and just analyze this gold artifact. With,
okay. Benjamin is just like really into it. He doesn't even know that you're sitting there trying to look also.
And so you gasp at the discovery of the skin on it.
Whoa. That's weird.
What is that?
That's skin. And it looks like it was burned on.
Oh.
He's gonna like poke it with his fingers.
Yeah, it's definitely skin.
Yeah, no, that's definitely skin. Feels like it.
How the hell? What?
Gross.
Was that just you saying gross?
Yeah, that was just me. That was just my commentary. That was like my one allowance for the fourth wall
omniscient
breaking.
voice of the void just says gross.
Gross.
As the small legless man pokes the skin burned onto the golden artifact.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
back in the offices of the museum, what would you guys like to do?
right.
I couldn't hear anything.
All
on
right,
the side.
Roger. I don't. Today's been fucking crazy, man. I don't trust any of this. Let's just kick this door down together and then just be on guard to see what's happening. I'm not going to try to sneak through. I'm trying to be safe as possible. Let's just kick this door down and see what's going on.
Mr. Stevens, I have a knife.
Yeah, and I have a gun. We can take care of whatever's on the other side of this.
Why don't we just open the door and see what's on the other side? We don't gotta kick it open. I don't want to alert anyone to our presence. And granted, the building is also currently on fire.
Yeah, but still, kicking the door won't do anything. But yeah, go ahead, open the door. I'll have your back.
Okay, I'd like to. The handle's not hot, right, Dylan?
You can test it. Yeah, it's no, it's not hot. It's not hot. It's
Listen to
normal
what Dwight
handle.
Schrute says.
All right, I turned the doorknob.
It is unlocked.
Okay, Mr. Stevens, I'm gonna open the door, and I'm gonna step behind the door. Okay. And then you. Anything
I'll step
there?
in front. Yeah, I'll step in front and look.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Open the door.
Go. All right, step out. My gun out in front of me. I can look in front.
I would like a group luck roll.
It doesn't matter because you're both the same.
So Lucas this time. I went last time.
Okay. All right.
Come on, Lucas.
All
save
right,
me.
Lady Luck. All right, Lady Luck.
Don't get me killed, please.
I got a 3.
Yes. Yes.
It is the empty corridor. It is that corridor that leads from the museum to the offices. There's no one around. It looks like the firefighters has wrapped up everything. It's pretty quiet in here, actually. That's the thing you notice first. Like, even though it was quiet before, there's still the sounds of occasional, like, page turning.
Like, eerily quiet?
Yeah, it's pretty damn quiet. Like, it's like nobody's in there.
Are there still any trails or anything that we can follow?
Yes. Leading down the hall, back toward the museum.
Okay.
And they continue to the stairs and then down into the basement.
Is that the basement's where I found the body, right?
Yes. It leads all the way down that corridor, all the way back to the store.
I found a dead body. I found a dead body down in the basement, which looks to where these trails is taking us.
Dylan, is it the exact same stairway they used to come up?
Yes.
So I've already been down there before.
Yes.
Were these footprints here when you went down?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I would like a hard idea roll, a hard intelligence roll from you.
For me?
Yes.
It's only headlessly here to make that roll.
D100 is going to be 37 or less to succeed.
I got 19.
Okay.
Wow.
You're trying to remember back. It was like so hectic. You were listening mostly to the alarms and trying to like get Brock to pay attention to you. You can't say for certain that they were there or weren't there.
So Roger, I don't know if these trails were here when we came up, and that was what, like 20 minutes ago. I honestly can't remember.
Okay.
But there's a dead body on the very bottom, the assistant that the professor told us about, which I think he killed.
Well, I do you still think he killed her?
I do. The body has been dead for a long time. I mean, I don't know why he would send us that way, but the body was clearly dead, long dead. He said he'd seen her earlier. How does it make sense for that body to be dead?
Well, let's recap what we know.
Okay.
You found a dead body down there.
Yes.
You came upstairs.
Dead. Yes.
A room caught fire. The professor died from unrelated.
Is he dead?
We think so. I think he probably is. There's something in his stomach. He's not dead. He's gonna be dead soon. Because someone definitely tried to kill him. From what it looks like, the footprints leading outside of his window, around the corner into another room, and now back down this hallway.
Well, what could have killed someone so badly that they've been appearing to be dead for months or at least weeks? That body is not fresh. That's the only thing. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but that body had been long dead. Unless it's some kind of supernatural thing. I don't understand it at all.
Do you really believe in stuff like that?
I don't. That's why I'm saying. I'm just saying, the most obvious thing is the professor killed her and hid her body down there.
Well, then he wouldn't have directed you down there if he had done that.
I know. I'm just trying to put it together.
Do we go down there, or do we get out of here? Because
I'm leaving it up to you, man. I'll follow you.
I have a knife, dude.
And I have a gun. That's what I'm saying. It's whatever you feel more safe doing.
Do it. Well,
the safe's been crazy. If you want to pull out now, I understand. This has been absolutely
we'll
insane.
Just take a peek.
Yeah, let's take a peek. If it gets too crazy, let's just bail. All right.
Yeah, if it gets too nuts, we're out of here. But chances are there's someone down here who probably attacked the professor.
Yeah.
So
and knowing these footprints I didn't see before, they might be fresh. So there might be someone down there, someone dangerous apparently. So
let's be
careful.
Quiet.
Yeah, be very quiet.
Do either of you know tracking?
I think I might. Let me see.
I think your old character did. I don't think you do, but
yeah, I know my old character.
If either of you would like to make a tracking roll, looking at these tracks, you could go for it. I would not mind.
I have a 10 tracking. Fuck, I thought it was
You
way.
both have 10.
We might as well just roll it and see if we can get under 10.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. I got a 1. Holy shit!
No fucking way.
I swear, dude. I swear, I got a 1.
Dude, oh my god, yes.
So upon deciding to
check that box.
Yeah, for real. Check that.
Oh, wait, what's that one again? That's tracking, right? I'm gonna
tracking. Yeah, Jesus. Okay, so
shit.
For those of you who don't know, that was a critical success, which is just about the best thing that can happen to you in this game. So upon you guys deciding to investigate the storeroom, At the base of the stairs, you see these tracks are getting fresher the closer you get. Mm-hmm. If they were wearing off, the longer they were, whoever was tracking this blood. From what you can tell, it looks like they tracked blood out of the storeroom, up the stairs, around to the office of Sanchez, not the other way around.
Okay.
So it looks like someone was fleeing this room.
So there's a good chance that they left as we were in that storage room.
Yes.
Oof.
Or even before. It's hard for you to say.
Yeah. All right, Raj. So it looks like they might have actually been leaving this room instead of heading this way. So maybe we should head back out. I don't know if we'll find anything down there. I mean, we can check if you want to be safe. We're already down here.
Well, that means that there's probably no one down here, so it might be a little safer to check more. You guys already were down here, but where did he walk from? Can you follow the tracks enough to see where he came from? Because at this point I can't see him.
Yeah, it looks like they're coming right up these steps right here, and you can see that they're fresher on the bottom part, and it gets a little... I'm not really that good with tracking normally, but for some reason I can figure this out. And they're coming up, and it looks like they're appearing to go outside. So, I mean,
let's find out where they originated. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So, you follow them pretty quickly back, into the room. Immediately through the doorway in the storeroom, they veer an immediate left and hug the wall. Mm-hmm. And then they go all the way back to where you found this body.
Uh-oh.
And what you didn't notice before is that there's blood, this pool of blood that she's been laying in has been steadily growing.
All right, so
the more you look at it, like your initial reaction in the dim light of looking at like this mummified body, basically, is starting to change because the skin looks emaciated to the point it's like almost like a hollow bag, like of just loose skin, like hanging on bones.
Yeah.
But the skin itself looks fresh. It doesn't look dry or decayed. Like it looks like she was fine and then she wasn't fine. Like it doesn't look like she's been dead long because the blood is still very wet. Like your entire hypothesis is completely turned on its head. Roger, are you seeing this? Did you follow him, or?
And then, Eugene didn't see
it gave sense you did. Okay,
I did.
I need you to make I need you to make a sanity roll on this one.
This is what your fourth sanity roll?
This is my third one.
Oh, third.
It's like the fourth one of the game so far.
This one is a 58.
Session. Wow, good job, you guys.
God,
I'm impressed.
I know, dude.
So you lose no sanity because you were mentally prepared for this. He had warned you that it was messed up, you were expecting a long dead body. The weirdest thing about it to you is just the fact that it looks mummified, but the skin is fresh and the blood is wet. And it looks like whatever happened here, whatever wound on her chest was, traces back out and up to the office of the professor at least.
Shit.
Oh, God, it's disgusting.
It is, isn't it? It's a travesty.
Can I...
Idea roll from John Michael Stevens. Actually, yeah, tell me what you're going to do, Roger.
I wanted to examine the body with my first aid ability and see if I can find out where this blood is coming from. Like any sort of wounds on this woman, like maybe how she died.
A chest wound,
Didn't you already say there was a big old chest wound?
There's a massive chest wound, like at least like this, 5 inches in diameter.
Oh.
Like just below the neck, like a disc.
Does it look like where her heart is, maybe? Like where her heart is, maybe?
Yeah, but kind of more centered, just like basically above the cleavage, essentially. But she's still like wearing clothes. Like the clothes look mostly clean except for the blood on them.
Well, well, can I still examine the body, see if there's anything,
yeah.
they didn't notice right away, if there's anything to notice? I don't know. But I'll roll it. I got an 80, so I didn't notice shit.
Yep, she's dead.
Or you're looking to kind of try to adjust her a little bit, just to see if you can see anything, and her skin is warm. and it freaks you out.
Oh. Ah, she died recently. She had to have. This is
Recently,
this is too
look at
much
her.
blood.
Look at her body, man. It's like a mummy or something.
Yeah, well.
Can I like feel the body? Like I don't really believe him. Like I'm like kind of like doubtful, so I
Yeah,
want to like
go
just
for it.
touch the body and feel it as well. So I'll touch it, and I'm guessing I feel the same.
It's definitely
This
warm to the
doesn't make-
touch.
This doesn't make any sense. She's been dead for a long. How is she still warm?
I don't know.
We need to get out of here, man.
Dylan, was there anything around her body in her pockets or anything like that I don't know, like the thing that she was trying to bring us, or was it the thing that Brock took?
Well, I took a notebook, didn't I?
Yeah, you took her notebook.
Oh, right,
It was
that's right.
poking
Yeah,
out her
so
pocket.
Can I take that out at this moment?
Yes, first hand out.
All right, so I found this on her body when I left, when I run out. It's a little notebook she had. I'll go ahead and open it up and take a look and see if there's any information.
So I guess I'm gonna email this to you two.
Okay.
Is that the thing
Insider
you sent me, Dylan?
information.
No, I don't think so.
Are you sure?
I might have sent it to you by accident.
That's what I thought you did, because I was reading it going like, I should know this information right now, so I didn't
I might have tried to send you
use
the
it.
map and accidentally sent that to you.
That's right, I know it now.
Well, okay, there you go. Well, you're gonna know it, and now you got it. So okay, hold on. I guess I'm
All right, good.
You sent me.
Not yet.
Oh, here it comes. Okay.
That's funny. Lucas or Cameron, one of you would like to read it aloud, you may, or if you'd like to keep it to yourselves, you may. But for the sake of listeners, I think maybe you can read it out loud.
I can read it aloud
Just
if you
pick
want.
one of you two.
Okay.
Okay, I gotta send it to you first.
I can do it unless you really want to, Lucas.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I haven't gotten it yet.
Cam's got a golden voice.
Get them golden pipes. Them dulcet tones.
You've got the voice and face for radio.
Thank you so much. You're such a
Wow.
sweetheart.
Okay, so on the most recent page, the one that looks like she's been working on, like the notebook was like it's one of those like kind of flip notebooks. It's really small. It just fits in her pocket. But she's got really tidy, just small scrawl across it, and it was turned open to this page.
Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh, I have to read this whole fucking thing? Like, I feel like I'm in class again. Okay,
If you guys want to take turns on each paragraph, I will allow it.
Okay, Spanish written by Gaspar Figueroa, 1543, on vellum. Figueroa, Spaniard who had traveled to Peru with Francisco Pizarro. According to the text, Figueroa set out to seek his own fortune following Pizarro's assassination in 1541. He's accompanied by Hernandez Rios, Diego Garrido, Los Diaz Mendoza, and Pedro man, you give me all these Spanish words. Velasco, fellow conquistadors. Yeah, you can
Do you
do
want me to
it.
read it? Okay, I don't have it, but I can read. I can read Spanish. So like,
No.
If you guys
Do you want
want.
to do like a
Damn.
narrator voice? If you want, you can. Hold
I
on.
can read it if you want me to.
You could do it. You're probably better than me.
I'm just gonna do
No,
it.
don't worry
dude.
about it. There's no problem.
I'm just gonna do it. Okay. According to the text, Figueroa set out to seek his own fortune following Pizarro's assassination in 1541. He was accompanied by Hernando Ruiz, Diego Garrido, Luis de Mendoza, and Pedro de Velasco, fellow conquistadors who had served with Pizarro. They traveled into the southern highlands of the Andes, looking for treasure, hoping to make their fortunes before heading back to Spain and retiring in luxury. Hearing rumors of an ancient temple filled with gold, the men set off into the mountains southwest of Lake Titicaca, where they found a pyramid surrounded by a maze-like structure of underground tunnels. The walls of the tunnels were inlaid with intricate gold carvings. The men pried out a large section of the gold, exhausting themselves in the attempt. That night, as they rested, an evil sickness befell Figueroa's companions. In the morning light, they looked gaunt and death-like, complaining of agonizing hunger. They pursued Figueroa. D. Mendoza caught up with him and started to devour him like a human leech. Figueroa shot his friend in the head and fled, pausing only to snatch up as much of the gold as he could carry. Figueroa eventually arrived back in Lima, hoping to get passage home, but he was too weakened by his ordeal. Figueroa describes himself as wasted, little more than a walking corpse. I read Final Confessions as Figueroa's attempt to lift the guilt that his avarice had placed upon him. He believed that his fate and that of his companions was brought about by their desecration of a holy place, and his most fervent wish was that he could undo the damage he had inflicted. He described how he can still hear his friends' voices, crying out with inhuman hunger, and how in the dark of the night he can hear another voice, ancient and seductive, promising him eternal life if he returns to the temple. The voice told Figueroa how to contact it, but it seems Figueroa was too afraid to ever attempt this. A postscript written by the priest who performed the last rites states that Figueroa died my phone went to sleep. There we go. States that Figueroa died a day after completing his final confessions. His last words were an entreaty to whatever gods were listening to forgive him his blasphemies.
Fade out. So, there rests in front of you the notes on the bar beside this giant gold thing. You've just finished reading this aloud to everyone who is gathered in the bar.
Good job, Brock.
At the hotel. So
yeah, I was right to stay away from that piece of gold.
in the canon, you have all heard this now. You've all read this, except for Leslie, because he didn't show up.
Okay. But he seems to know anyway.
But he seems to know anyway. I'll figure it out. He'll be like, "Huh, there's a buddy." Oh, I didn't end it.
With his 90 intelligence, he just knows.
We don't talk about that.
He's like Bron.
Right. Did you want to do something tonight before we quit here at the bar?
I was gonna say just go get drinks and then call it a night as a group. Like our whole group needs a drink, but
you have a plan, Lucas? You had something you said you wanted to do.
There was something I wanted to do, but it was going to involve Mr. Stevens and Camilla.
Okay.
At the present time, I wanted to bring them back to my hut, and I don't know how long that was going to take.
It shouldn't take too long.
Okay.
You want to do that after the bar thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's stuff I'd rather say in the bar too.
So you're all kind of digesting this new information that he's just read to you.
Hang on, real quick, just a question.
Yeah.
Is Benjamin still holding on to this thing?
No, you've given it up at this point. Other people wanted to look at it, and so.
Okay.
But you guys kind of had a private part in the bar. Like Elias had a word with the owner and had it kind of closed off. So you guys are basically having a little powwow alone, so nobody could kind of poke in on you.
I figure I'm a few drinks in by this point. My character's pretty upset over the day's events.
Elias is kind of leaned back and he's smoking a pipe and he's like, "Well, I think I ought to head up to the hospital. I gotta look in at the. No, I have to look in on the professor. I feel bad about what happened.
Will you let us know what happened? Will you fill us in tomorrow?
Of course.
I'll join him tomorrow.
I can meet you here for breakfast. I hope what you said isn't true, but I'll let you know. I've got to think about this." He kind of pads out his pipe and he heads out the door. The floor is yours, Roger.
Okay. Well, guys, this is a little disturbing. I don't know if any of this is true, but we do have a piece of gold right here that seems like it might resemble what they were talking about in here.
I don't want
There's
to touch
skin
that
on the gold, by the way.
Don't
I know I
touch that.
touched it. I
Thanks
already
for-
touched it.
I got a bad
Well-
feeling about this piece of gold.
I'm not going anywhere near that gold.
No, I don't know if the gold is the problem. Yeah,
I
but
think it was that they took it.
yeah, sounds like those old stories. This kind of sucks, but makes me feel like we're gonna have a problem later down the road. So I need
I think we might
Mr. Stevens?
might have a more urgent problem
Yeah.
than that.
How many weapons do you have?
I have three. I have 2 firearms, shotgun, and then a knife.
Okay. Grab all of that and come with me.
Do you have any whiskey?
I might.
Okay.
Miss May, you had mentioned you had a rifle, correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I need you to go get that and come with me.
Where are we going?
Well, I live kind of close to here on the pier, on the docks, and I might be able to help us out a little bit.
Okay, let me run up to my room. I'll grab my stuff and bring it over.
All right. I want to talk to Brock real quick, Mr. Brock.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you don't look like you can fight at all. Am I
No,
accurate
you're-
in that assumption?
Yeah. I don't know what gave that away.
I guess you're right. I guess it was more of a presumption than an assumption.
Yes.
Okay. Eugene? Hey, buddy. You look like you could hurt people. Are there any... All right. Do you have any weapons or anything that you tend, like... You know, because this is going to be a dangerous
I call him
mission.
Punchy and Smashy, and he kisses his fists.
Oh, I want to... Dylan, can I roll an idea roll for that? Just because I want to make
sure.
it interactive?
Yeah.
I
let's
just...
do it.
I want to see if it freaks me out or not, or I'd come up with an idea.
Okay.
All right, I rolled a 48,
All right, it's a success.
so I got it. I look at his fist and I go, huh. All right,
Trust
Mr.
me.
Eugene, I think I might be able to do something for you too.
All right, I like the sound of that.
All right.
Oh, and trust me, Roger, when I say Eugene can definitely punch things.
Excellent. Eugene, do you have a ring or anything like that?
Oh no, I don't wear no fancy jewelry.
Okay.
Unless you're saying I should procure some, in which case maybe I could.
No, I just wanted to know how big your hands are.
They're pretty sizable.
Okay. Dylan, is there where my character can like memorize the size of his hands, or at least keep that in mind?
You can like do like a cursory measurement. I think I just make you do an intelligence roll to recall it later. Like a
Okay.
vague idea of that. Unless he knows his ring size or something. Is that what you're going for?
Yeah.
I don't know. Roll to see if he knows his ring size.
Actually, I might do an
Oh, are we-
intelligence roll on behalf of Eugene here to see if he can remember his own ring size.
Oh boy. Well, let's hope you roll well.
18.
Wow. That's actually a success.
That's really well.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Well, yeah, sure. I got a class ring. I never wear
Yeah,
that
nice.
shit though.
How big is that ring? Do you know?
14.
14?
Yeah.
Jesus.
He's a big dude, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta make them big to fit these sausages.
Yeah, I guess.
And he wiggles his fingers,
And they look just like sausages.
and they
It's the
look
weirdest
just like
thing.
sausages. It's the weirdest thing, like sausage wings. They kind of smell like maple too.
Oh, delicious.
A little sticky.
All right. All right, I'm gonna go to the entrance of the thing. All right, you guys get some sleep, okay? Eugene, I got something for you in the morning or maybe the next day. It might take me a while, but hopefully I can have it done by Monday.
That sounds
Mr.
good,
Brock,
Mr. Lynch.
have a good night's sleep.
You too, sir.
We'll do. I'm gonna go to the entrance to the lobby. Wait
At
for
this
the
point,
others.
I'm kind of waiting for them to come down.
So for me, I'll just say my character goes up to the room, kind of just checks over his materials, make sure like everything that's important in his backpack is there. takes a little shot of his whiskey that he has in his bag. So just bring everything, probably. Yeah, so I'll probably just bring my whole bag with me. Just grab it, just to be safe.
Sure.
And
right.
just head over.
And Camilla, how about you? You just grabbing the rifle?
Yeah, I'll just go grab the rifle and come back down. What did we say happened to the artifact? Is it still kind of just being passed around, or?
Brock has it in the bar
He's
still.
guarding it with his life.
Him and Eugene are good. Yeah, he's kind of like clutching
There's
it.
no way he's letting go of that thing.
But he has both he has the artifact and he has the notes from Trinidad.
Okay. I just want to, after I retrieve the rifle and come back, I just wanted to go over to Brock and just tell him, Mr. Brock, I feel like I have to just tell you I have a really bad feeling about this artifact. I don't know what it is, but I think somebody was after it, and I just watch yourself.
Oh, thank you for your caring, but I'll be fine. Won't we, Eugene?
Yeah. He's like he's like at the bar eating nuts.
We'll be fine.
That skin looked pretty fresh, and judging by everything else that happened at the museum, I think somebody might be after that artifact. I'm just saying, if you're gonna hang on to it, just sleep with one eye open.
Well, I haven't tried that before, but I'll give it a go, I guess.
It's right. I'll just ask Eugene to sleep with both eyes open for me.
Jesus fucking Christ.
That would have been funny. Alright.
Oh my god, yes.
So you want to lead them back?
You're still gonna die, Brock. I swear.
No. You know what? I have my own theory about what's going on.
I'm
not
pumped
gonna
hanging
tell
out with
any of you
you.
guys.
He's cool, all right.
Is Miss May down from her room yet?
Yeah, both Stevens and May have come down.
Alright.
Yeah, that
You
was
guys
that
can
whole
fu-
conversation.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I heard
she
you
kind
go
of
down. Okay.
she kind of came down and ignored you and stepped into the restaurant bar to talk to Brock for a minute.
What time is it right now? Like 10 or 11?
Yeah, 10:30.
It's nighttime, so alright, you guys come with me. I gotta show you something real quick.
Okay, let's go.
Real
So I
quick
lead
turns
them-
into 20 minutes at least, and you're still walking, but you're getting closer to the water. The sound of the ocean is picking up, but he's definitely heading toward the docks.
Alright. And also, guys, there might be... Apparently, Leslie parked his boat. He has a boat. I don't know if you guys knew he had a boat.
He has a boat?
Yeah, he parked it near the docks here, where the private boats are parked. So maybe we'll see him when we're there. And there's also disreputable people that hang around the pier, aside from people that just work there. 'Cause some of them are pretty disreputable.
Right when I think the night's starting to cool down.
Keep a sharp eye, mainly
Yeah,
because I don't have a gun.
Yeah, hey, you know what? Here, borrow one of my handguns right here. You hold on to this. Just give it back to me later, but take it for yourself for now.
Well, I'll grab his gun for now because I start eyeing it up.
Okay. The docks look mostly empty. Everybody's pretty closed. You notice a few people that you've seen around before kind of straggling, a few late night people, but for the most part it's empty. You're usually the only one up this late around here, unless there's like a late night ship coming in to unload, and it does not look like that's the case tonight. It's pretty quiet.
Okay. We get into my little hovel. I unlock the door. Does it look disturbed at all, Dylan?
It does. You notice almost immediately.
Great. Okay. I
What's the matter,
I'll bring
Roger?
the gun. Something's not right.
All right. I can unholster my gun and kind of put it to my side.
Miss May, you might want to load that rifle.
I pulled the rifle. It's got a sling on it. It was on my back. I'll pull it around to the front and kind of have it at the ready.
Okay.
Okay. I slowly go into my little hovel. Does it have a door? Was it just a flap? I can't remember.
It's
In
like
my head,
it's a door.
tent.
It's like a door.
Okay.
You know, it's more of like, you know, it's a bunch of wooden kind of sheet metal type stuff. It's just kind of strung together there. There's definitely some canvas bits. Like, it's not like, you know, it's barely a building. Like, there's probably got no codes on it, you know. But nobody complains.
Okay. And I'm assuming all the lights are off on the inside.
The lights are off.
I definitely didn't leave any on.
It's completely dark inside.
Okay.
I have your back, man.
There we go. So I just open the door and go inside. I kind of pointing the gun out because I don't know what's there. Because I know where the light switch is, so I'm just going right for the light switch to flip it as quick as I can.
I'm kind of falling behind, like kind of like just trying to like guard his blind spots.
So you flip the light on, and you see that the first thing you notice is that the room is not empty. Leslie Visser's in there, and he whirls around when you open the door. He's using one of your hand carts. Like, you have a big hand cart used to unload crates and stuff on and off of ships. On this is a giant sea turtle, Boris, that you recognize, as well as a giant crate that's open with several bottles of whiskey and some just poking out of it.
You said you might have whiskey. You have plenty of whiskey.
There's it's literally a crate full of whiskey. He like whirls around like he wasn't expecting to see anybody. He goes, "Oh, hi," and that's where we're gonna end it today.
All right.
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh my god, I love it.
That is so good.
Dylan, I have theories, and I don't know if I want to share it with the rest of everybody else.
You can text me, it's fine.
Sweet.
Well, thank you
Good round,
guys
guys.
for playing.
Yeah, that
was really
It's a
fun.
stream. Thank you for listening. Tune in 2 weeks from now for episode 3. I
Thanks
don't
for
know what
staying
the
up,
episode will be.
Lucas.
Yeah, thanks, Lucas. It was a little longer than I
Thank
expected.
you very
but
much.
when is that not the case?
Thanks for sticking it out, dude.
No problem.
Holy crap.
That was good. It's like the circus, dude. That's intense.
I can stinking breathe again. Oh my god.
He is not going to survive.